Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sam and Ming Show, the S&M Show, broadcasting live at the home of the comic book men, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. My name is Ming Chen, and, well, it's the Sam and Ming Show,
yes,
but not the Sam and Ming Show. It's a little different Sam and Ming Show. Technically, still the Sam and Ming Show.
Still the Sam and Ming Show.
Yes, but Samantha Q, she's being held down by the man tonight. She's working.
Lame.
She's working. All I heard was I saw her boyfriend the other night, and all he kept saying was, "No romance without finance," meaning like he don't go he don't roll with no like poor chicks. So she got to go make the bacon, got to make the money. No romance without finance. So I made an emergency 911 call, and here she is, everybody, all the way from the West Coast,
all the way.
Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter and great friend, Samantha Aurelio, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back.
Oh, thanks.
You're like a permanent fixture here.
I stop by, I come, I go, it's fine.
I know, but you were here like literally 3 days ago.
And you know what? Hey, why not?
Yeah, because why not?
While I'm in town.
Yes. Now, I know you're in town. You have limited time here. Mm-hmm. You're here to see friends, family. So I really thank you for stepping in here tonight. I know it's not. It's I know you're busy. You're busy.
Sometimes
busy?
I am. Yeah.
You're blowing up.
Stop by, see the grandma, see the puppy.
Yes.
Make my rounds, see the friends. My friend Colleen just made me a bowl of soup.
Oh, I mean that's what
Can't
friends
go
are
wrong.
for.
Yeah. So everything's good.
That's what friends are
All's
for.
well.
I can't. Oh, I could make you soup. I didn't make you soup. I could take you to Surf Taco though.
You could.
If you were hungry.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of Surf Taco, I just ordered a chicken taco.
Yeah.
And then I sat down here and I forgot about it. It's like sitting back there. Maybe I'll call him later and ask him to deliver it over.
Yeah, well, you should probably. Is it just you ordered it and then left?
Yeah.
Okay.
I planned to get it, but I'm like, you know what? Let's. Podcasting came first.
Yes, naturally.
Podcasting came first.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here.
For stopping over. Originally, I got a text from Sam Q, Samantha Quintus, my usual co-host. Mm-hmm. She said, I have to work tonight. I have to work tomorrow night. Can we pod later? I'm like, yeah, sure. But, so we thought we'd kind of push. I don't want to risk the thought of not doing a pod this week.
Yes.
So thank you again.
Yes, because you're all over the world this week. I
am going to San Antonio this weekend for the Alamo City Comic-Con. And so I won't be here next Monday. So I wanted to record a show with her that we could run next week. But originally I was going to be back. The con runs on the weekend, so usually I'm back by the Monday. But I'm in San Antonio. I looked at a map, and I was like, whoa, Austin is an hour away.
Yeah, you gotta go to Austin.
I've never been to Austin.
I went for the first time in March.
Yeah, you played South by Southwest.
Played South by Southwest this year. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
With my friend, Boy Wonder,
yes,
who we saw yesterday playing in Philadelphia.
Yes.
But yeah. Yeah, I played South by Southwest this year. Austin, it's so amazing. I would love to go back, not during South by Southwest, because the city is just as amazing, I've heard. But it's almost like going to New Orleans on Mardi Gras. It's sort of
South by Southwest, yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like on steroids.
It's literally a 2-week party. First, they do...
just drunk in the streets forever. Yeah.
Yeah, they have the 1-week film festival, South by Southwest Film Festival, and then the next week is South by Southwest Music.
Yeah, the film festival's a new thing.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
It's not a new thing.
No?
No, the film festival came first.
Really?
Yeah. Film festival came first. I believe they added the music later.
See me in my music world, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I just had a friend who came out to South by for that thing the week before. That's when I heard about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but you had a good time out there?
Oh my God, I had such an amazing time. It was cool. I actually flew to Dallas, Fort Worth, stayed with a friend out there, and then I took a bus to Austin, stayed on a friend from high school stayed on her floor for like 3 days, and then took the band bus. They were driving back to Philadelphia, and they made a pit stop in Fort Worth.
Yeah. Oh, and they dropped you off?
Dropped me off. Yeah. It's cool.
It's just like, this is the musician life, right? It's kind of like a nomad, like gypsy kind of life.
I really never felt more like a musician than that week.
Yeah.
I was like nomading my life around, just like living out of a bag.
So besides that, so it's music, beer, booze, tour buses,
yeah,
and sleeping on floors.
Yeah,
that's That's real music.
And like 24-hour places.
That's real
food.
music.
Yeah.
Like now, I mean, when one day when you get up there, they'll put you up at the Four Seasons. You're flying private jets.
Duh.
Yeah. Do you think that would affect the music? I think.
Yeah.
Because you write from what you know in your life, and when you're all like
now I know about sleeping on floors.
Yeah. When you have a Kush though, it's different. It's not.
I'm from the streets. Remember?
We talked
just
about it.
talked
From the
about
East
this.
Coast.
The East Coast streets.
I'm not from the East Coast, but I feel like an East Coaster.
Yeah.
And we're from the streets, man.
From the
We
streets.
know what it's like.
Yeah.
You're keeping it real until we're not.
Yeah.
Like you could look at me. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it real, but I'm trying to also live the baller life, which is why I was like, yeah, man, I'm recording podcasts at the Sunset Marquee, man. Like freaking, like I'm like Aerosmith, and like, no, you're not. You're like you gave him a credit card and you rented studio time. That's not.
But it was so fun.
That's not like Steven Tyler. I think we were there, right? And they're
Yeah, no, he has like his car parked permanently in the basement.
I think, yeah. He has his own parking spot there.
Yeah, he has a parking spot there.
The man has a house. Probably multiple houses.
Probably.
In the same city. And yet he loves the Sunset Marquee so much that he also hangs out there. He's got...
I mean, it's beautiful.
It is.
It's such a pristine getaway.
If you think of LA, especially the Sunset Strip, it's so freaking chaotic and like neon, and like the Whiskey is there, and the Viper Room, and the Roxy, and all these like crazy music venues, and the Riot Hyatt is there, and it's kind of nuts, especially like on a weekend night or any night. Then you go to my favorite place, the Sunset Marquee, and it's like really quiet and pristine and like calm.
Super calm. They got the pool with the little lights and.
Yeah, we saw some people there. Julian Lennon, we had lunch.
Yeah.
Next table. That
oh
was
my gosh,
cool.
I forgot about that.
I was dropping names, but it was cool.
You were facing him, and I was like awkwardly trying to turn around. I'm like, is he there? I don't want to look.
Yeah,
but I really want to look.
And I was like, I think I know that dude. He looks like the offspring of John Lennon.
Yeah.
And it was. So we're just dropping names here.
Just dropping names.
Yeah. We're just
By the way, my friend who made me soup is totally listening. She just
right on.
tweeted.
What's her name? Give her a plug.
Colleen.
Thank you for the
Ford.
soup.
Yeah.
Can't podcast on an empty stomach, but I am because I forgot to pick up my chicken taco.
You know what? I'm obviously podcasting queen here now because I have an up.
You do. And so we're doing it S&M style. We're doing it some Sam Kuhn and Ming style. We got busted out the beers. There's after hours here at Jane and Silent Bob's Secret Stash.
Absolutely.
I looked in my beer cabinet, my beer fridge, which is basically the View Askew office fridge, where I store all my undrunken beer, which is quietly growing. So when me and Q do the show, you buy a 6-pack. Mm-hmm. She drinks 3 of them. I drink 1, which leaves 2 left. And so I have to put those 2 somewhere. So, but this I am drinking tonight. This is the Duke Club Brewing Company's Mad Bishop. This is a Oktoberfest ale that they sent me a couple weeks ago. I've given you Duke Club Brewing's 31.
31.
Which is their pumpkin ale.
It is delicious.
Yes. Do you know
I love all things pumpkin.
Do you know what the 31 is for?
No, please tell me.
31 days in October.
Yeah.
October 31st, Halloween.
Getting it.
Yeah, so thank you, Duclaw.
Thank you so much, Duclaw.
Favorite brewing. What do you think of it?
Oh my god, it's amazing.
You drank half of it already. Do I have to go get you another one?
It's so good. I'm like plowing through it. It's fine.
All I have left upstairs is what do I have? I have beer from there's a website called The Chive, and they made their own beer.
Wait, I know that.
Yeah, like Chive. Keep calm and Chive on. You may have seen those T-shirts.
Maybe.
It's kind of like it's one of those like entertainment distraction sites. And there's beer up there that's not mine. It's a Newcastle Brown Ale. I think the dude who works up in the online department had that there. I'm like, dude, you can take some of my beer. I'm not like, possessive of it, but he's very respectful of my brews. I
think Newcastle is the last remaining beer that I have in my fridge in Los Angeles. I have 1 Newcastle left. It's the only thing I left.
thought you were drinking hipster beer out there, like the PBR Tall Boys.
Oh my god, I had a. Like,
so I don't know. Do they have
the
craft?
Worst beer you could have ever thought of? Like
I
a
40
of it, just
40?
like
Is that Old English?
a 40.
Yeah, of Old English.
No,
there's an old or as I call it
was like Miller High Life,
or as I call it on the streets, Old E. It's like, yo, Sarah, I need some of that. You got any Old E? Like when I come over to your place, like you need Old E, I want to get fucked up.
I'll remember that.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if they have craft beer in Los Angeles. Somebody enlighten me. Is that all I see? I see out there is hipsters drinking PBR.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been there yet. There's a place on Hollywood and Highland. It's totally out of place. It's right, Highland looks like kind of Disneyland now. It's got like a mall there. It's
pretty much right
the
where
Chinese theater is
am
there.
located.
As where you live. Right across the street is this dumpy little dive bar called the Powerhouse.
No,
And
never. Wait, I feel like you've told me about this place.
I have, yeah. There's a little neon sign. It has a little arrow, and that's it. It says the Powerhouse. And you go inside this total dive bar. If you sit on the seats, like the springs are coming out of it, and they have like $3 PBRs. And I hung out there one night. It was very weird. Their claim to fame, though, is if you get there at the right time every day, they have Mini Mr. T comes out. There's a dude. I guess he's a midget, or more precisely, he's a little person.
Oh,
he's dressed
man.
exactly like Mr. T, and he'll people buy him beers, and he'll drink with you. So
that is the selling point right there.
how you haven't run into Mini Mr. T, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
You've been out there a whole year.
Mr. Muscles I've seen many a time. Did I tell you the story of Mr. Muscles? He's out on Hollywood Boulevard with the coke addict Elmo.
Okay.
And he my friend and I we go to that LA Fitness that's like right there.
Yeah, the 24-hour right by the arc light.
Yeah,
yes.
like right there. And we go, oh no, not by the arc light, the one that's over by the Chinese theater.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we we were walking back from the gym, and we had like nothing but like our key with our little LA Fitness like pass on it,
right,
and a water bottle, and we're walking. We crossed the street to walk the other side because
right,
it's kind of away from the Chinese theater. And
did you get accosted by the costume characters?
So Mr. Muscles is like,
is he one of those guys?
He wears a shirt that says Mr. Muscles, and he walks around and he's like making his muscles, and he's like, yeah, Mr. Muscles, and he sees us, and my friend like jokingly like puts her arm up to like make a muscle.
Oh, all right. So you acknowledged him.
Like, he hands me all of her stuff. He's like picking her up. He's telling me to take photos, like all this stuff.
This is not
like,
good.
And then he's like, girls, I can be your bodyguard. I can be your bodyguard.
This is not good.
And it's not good at all. Literally. And he's like talking us into a corner, and I was like, I don't know how to get out of this. I was like, we don't have any money. Like, we have to go. Da, da, da. And he's like, let me give you can find me on Facebook. You could do this. Here's my card. Like, I could be your bodyguard, ladies. I could be your bodyguard.
Right.
And like, we walk away, and I was like, I'm going to kill you. Like, I was so mad at her. I was like, why did you acknowledge? Don't acknowledge.
Your little background. So everybody knows the famous Chinese theater in Hollywood. Yes. It has the cement finger handprints and footprints. Mm-hmm. Whatever. They do a lot of... Zach and Miri had their premiere there back in 2009.
They do a lot of premieres there.
Yes.
Pretty cool. I see a lot of premieres there.
Now, besides the glitz and glamour, though, on a normal day, people will dress up in ratty costumes.
Yes.
And they'll sit there and they'll...
Batman lives in my building.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Okay, I have a story about him.
Okay.
So people dress in ratty superhero costumes, or there's a ratty Elmo, and I guess there's a Mr. Muscles.
Yeah.
And they'll latch on to unsuspecting tourists, and say, hey, take a picture with me. It's really cool. And then they'll
ask for a tip.
What they call a tip. And if you don't give them one, they get really belligerent.
Yeah.
Start following you. They get pissed off.
The guy who plays Jack Sparrow, though, looks exactly like Johnny Depp. He deserves a tip.
Yeah.
He's beautiful.
But a lot of the people who are out there they look kind of fringe of what they're supposed to be. There's like Fat Soup Spider-Man. There's Smelly Elmo. There's a dude in a Batman costume. There's a dude that does Superman. There's actually a documentary on Netflix about those guys. It's called Confessions of a Superhero. I highly, highly recommend it.
Confessions of a Superhero.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Please do.
I highly recommend. Just go out. Right now, if you're behind a laptop or behind your TV, bookmark that one. You don't have to watch it now.
Yeah.
But it is about those people who hang out there. There's a chick who plays Wonder Woman, and it kind of gives you their motivations and their backstories, like where they came from, what they did, why they're doing it.
It's cool. Have you seen like the 30 Seconds to Mars video?
Yes. The Superman guy's in it.
Yeah.
The guy who does the Superman.
And Michael Jackson. And I've actually seen the Michael Jackson guy once.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since then, but I saw him once. And I wanted to be like, your story was beautiful.
Right.
I wanted to like walk up to him, but I was in a car. But I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, the guy who plays Batman he is a nut. He's been arrested. He's broken out cop car windows after being arrested. He's a psycho.
What?
So if he lives in your building, yeah, just be careful.
Totally lives in
Please
my
be
building.
careful.
Maybe it's a different guy. I don't know. They switch him. I'm just gonna like make myself feel better and say that it's a different Batman guy.
Yeah. I've actually contacted the director of Confessions of a Superhero. We're trying to get him on I Sell Comics later on.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend, especially you who lives like a block away. You should watch that.
Okay.
It's
Absolutely. Yeah. Send me the link. I'll watch it.
It's pretty awesome.
I got a lot of time, man. I'm on vacation.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. Vacations fly by, though.
I know.
It's quick.
I know. It's already Monday.
But you've been here since 4 days.
Yeah.
You've accomplished a lot.
I have.
In those 4, because that's how we roll.
I have. I've traveled to some states. I've done some things.
Yes.
In some days, you know?
Yes. So one of the things we accomplished, huge accomplishment that we knocked out yesterday.
Yeah.
Was we ran the Rock and Roll Philadelphia half marathon yesterday morning.
We did.
Which was an amazing experience.
Oh my God. Such a feat to accomplish. I told myself that I would run a half marathon when I was in cross country in high school.
Yeah.
So,
which was not that long ago. You ain't that old.
But like, at least since I was 17. So like, we're talking.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. But
let's be honest.
It was a good chunk of time ago.
Yeah.
But like, then I put it on the back burner. I stopped running. I ran a 10-mile race before.
Right.
And that was like still when I was quote unquote a runner. And then like I hurt my knee and then I was like, whatever, I'm not going to do this. And then just sort of like put running away and never did it again. And then, I came last year, remember us talking, you and I ran a 5K together.
We did.
We trained, you would run with me and train with me.
Yes.
And that was very hard for me. We stopped a couple times along the way.
During the actual race.
But we finished.
Yes.
And all was well. And then you were like, well, we're gonna run a half one day. And I was like, whatever. And I remember you went with me to go buy my running shoes over in Shrewsbury.
Yes.
And you were like, oh, save these up for your half marathon. And I was like, stop saying that.
Yeah, I remember that. And the lady helping you was like, what are you training for? 5K, 10K, and I'm like half marathon.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I'm not. Don't listen to him.
So it was at the time it was a lofty goal.
Yeah, it was
almost not unattainable, but
lofty.
But lofty.
Pretty lofty.
Yeah.
And then I came across this website when I was flying back from San Francisco to Los Angeles, called Because I Said I Would.
Right.
And the whole idea behind that is it's about integrity. And
what's the website? Is it Because I Said I Would?
It's becauseIsaidIwould.com.
Basically,
really great.
You go on the site, and this dude started up a thing where he would print out the little cards that's in the bottom that said Because I Said I Would. Yeah. And on the main part, you print out something that you promise that you'll achieve one day. Or something that you'll do.
You will do, yeah.
And you give it to somebody.
Yeah, the whole story behind it's really cool. It was his dad had passed away and he was writing his dad's eulogy and he realized that the biggest quality of his father was that every time he said he was going to do something, he did it.
Yeah.
So then he started living by that philosophy and created this nonprofit organization called Because I Said I Would. And
God, I wish everybody would live like that. I know a guy who lives the exact opposite of that. His name is Brian Johnson. He just started a site that says Because I Said I Would, but sorry, I didn't.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
But yes, anyway, carrying on. I found the website and I sent you a card.
Yeah. You did. I have it right here. I got it. Let me see. You have it?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I printed them up because I didn't want to wait for them to come in.
Your Because I Said I Would card says, Because I Said I Would write my album for your fear of judgment.
There it is. There it is.
Everybody.
I mailed it right to you.
Yes, you did. So I still have it. I'm not getting. Yeah. So the rule is, when you accomplish that, you give it back.
Absolutely.
So you're working on it.
I'm working on it.
All right. So
we are going back into the studio in October. So hang on to that.
I'm gonna hang on to it.
On my CD release day, you bring that back.
Yes, but I sent you one.
You sent me one. I got one in the mail, and it says, "I will run 13.1 miles with you."
Yes.
And it was sitting on a little clip on my wall, and hopefully my roommate Jordan. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, where is it?
It's hopefully in the mail because it should be on its way here to New Jersey because that was the only thing that I forgot on my trip back.
Yeah. Now at the time we signed over, it was a lofty. It was huge.
It wasn't even on my radar when you sent that to me. Yeah.
Yeah, but then we signed up for this race about 5 months ago.
About 5 months ago. Yeah, and I was kind of like weary about training, and then I was like, whatever, I'll just do what I normally do, and like hopefully I'll be able to run it. And I was like, I can't run, and you were like, well, you can't with that attitude, and I was like, You're so right.
Anytime anyone says like, no, man, I can't do that. And I'm like, well, not with that attitude. You can't. It's all, most of the things you want to do are in your head.
So then I manned up and I started running.
Which I consider brave because like training here in Jersey, like, okay, you can run around suburbs and stuff like that. Where you live, there aren't any really suburbs. You're running around freaking Hollywood.
I was running around Hollywood.
So there's like
Hollywood and Highland to Fairfax to like Melrose.
Like you were truly running in the streets with like idiot drivers, stupid tourists in your way, creepy, smelly Elmo.
I probably like hit about 3 car hoods. Like
yeah,
try to go
care.
And they don't look.
Yeah.
So like when they try to like drive up, just hit their hood.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm here, man.
Right.
I'm from Jersey.
Yeah. So
hey.
I mean, anybody out there, whether you want to run a 1 mile, 3.1, 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon.
I will say I couldn't run 2 miles when I started.
Yeah. So I mean, you started off small.
Started small.
Mm-hmm. It helps to run with a friend. Keep each other motivated. Definitely. Friend doesn't have to be there.
No.
What we would do is we would use running apps, track our runs, and then we would kind of send them to each other.
Yeah. Take screenshots. I'd be like, look, I really did it. Proof.
It'd just be like, yo, I ran 5 miles. Get off your lazy ass. Run.
That was a big checkpoint for me.
No, I didn't say that.
You didn't obviously, but like you ran a 5 mile race.
I did.
So the day that you ran a 5 mile race, I said, okay, when you run that, I will match your race.
Yes.
And that was the day I ran 5 miles. And from then on, I knew that I could actually, had confidence that I could do it.
Yeah.
So from then on, I just sort of like trucked along.
Right. And you did it. So
and I did it.
So we trucked down to Philly yesterday. Now, let me preface this. I can't remember what you were doing the night. Oh, you went down the night before.
I went down the night before.
Got a hotel room. Make sure you're nice and rested.
Yeah.
You could wake up, no stress. You were within walking distance of the start line. Mm-hmm. Very smart idea. Me, not so much.
No.
The night before was the Comic Book Men rap party at down here in Asbury Park. It was scheduled from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. And I looked at the schedule. Like I have to go to the rap party.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
got to be there.
As a cast member of Comic Book Men season 4, you are,
which you should watch, guys.
Not only is that obligation, but like if there's a party, I'm going to be there. So I was like, okay, party's from 9 to 2 a.m. If I want to get down to Philly in time for the race, I have to leave by 4:30 in the morning. So I was like, okay, can't party too hard. Now, the other thing that kills me before running any distance race is if I drink too much the day before. It's not good. Alcohol is just, in general, not good for me. I still drink it anyways.
Yeah, so we gave you a limit. Because
it feels good. So this is what I did. I limited myself to 1 beer, and I said I would leave at midnight. The beer, I limited, so I did. I limited, and which is getting harder and harder for me these days to just limit to 1 beer. Like, especially at like a social setting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not Walt thinks I'm an alcoholic. I'm not an alcoholic, but I'll drink. I like to, I like to drink a little bit. It's fun. I feel it
is
feels
fun.
Good.
Hey,
you feel all warm. Easier to talk to people.
I just love beer.
It's an acquired taste, but it's good. Beer is good.
Beer is good.
Beer is good.
Whiskey is also good.
Thank you, Duclaw.
Thank you, Duclaw.
Duclaw Brewing Company.
Ta-da! Thank you.
And I didn't leave it. I left at midnight-ish. Mm-hmm. It was tough. It's tough. I don't like leaving parties because I always feel I'm going to miss something later on. So I'm one of those guys who usually stays until near the end. And something crazy usually does happen until the end. So it's fun. But I had an obligation. Like I had to get at least 3 hours of sleep.
Gosh.
So I pulled myself away from the party. Party was great, by the way. If you follow me on Instagram at instagram.com/mingchen37, post a bunch of party pictures.
Yeah.
Which was fun. Here's the sad part, though. We had all our cast there. I show up. We had a bunch of our crew there. I show up, and I'm the only cast member that shows up. No Brian Johnson. No Brian Johnson. Maybe typical, except he's been to every rap party we've had so far.
Yeah.
So that's cool. No Walt Flanagan, but he's not really a party guy. So he did show up last year, surprisingly. But I think he was at the mall, the nearby mall, and he got bored and he came over. He brought his whole family too, which I thought was cool. Walt's not like the party guy at all. And no Mike Zapsik. Mike Zapsik was not feeling well, and he didn't come. So all night, everyone was like, where are your boys, man? Where's everybody at? I'm like, I think I'm it.
Flying solo.
I think I'm it, yeah.
Man.
I think, it kind of sucked.
I would have been there. You had invited me. Originally, it was supposed to be for Friday.
Yeah, I moved up to Saturday.
Yeah, if it was Friday, I would have went. Saturday, I was a little nervous about this half marathon. So I was like, sorry, I won't be there. I'm going to be in Philly.
Yeah, so I found out why Brian didn't come. Would you like to know why Brian Johnson didn't come?
Please.
He forgot.
No.
He forgot. He woke up Sunday morning. And he was checking his email and he was like, oh shit, did I just miss the rap party? I think it was last night. And I was talking to him about this today. And I was like, dude, I was going to text you to see if you were going to come. But I was like, all right, you're responsible. You know the party's tonight. And no. What had happened? Actually, it wouldn't have mattered if I texted him. He said his phone died. He put it aside and he didn't look at it for a day. Which is weird because I always see him like this. Like he's always on his phone.
I hate when people do that.
But I had an inkling that he forgot too while I was at the party.
Man.
I had an inkling that he forgot. I had an inkling he was going to forget. Like I should have known. I've known this guy long enough. It's like he's going to forget. He's going to forget. Just send him a reminder. Easy, real quick and easy. And I hate it when early on I was like I should say something and you don't. And it would have been better had you had said it. So
man, oh man.
Yeah.
So I can't believe you didn't tell me that. I didn't know that you were the only one there. Wow.
Yeah, he forgot. So, but I represented for all three of them. I didn't drink for all three of them, but I represented.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Showing up.
Yes. So I think I left about 12:30. Went to bed at 1. Alarm goes off at 4.
Sounds painful.
I get up, get all my race stuff together, and I drive down. I park. I have to go to the bathroom. And so I see a Dunkin' Donuts and I see a Sofitel hotel next to each other. Sofitel is like a $500 a night hotel. So I'm like, I'm going to go in there and use their bathroom. And if anyone says anything, I'll just tell them I'm staying there.
Yeah.
So I get in their bathroom and it's pretty awesome.
Pretty nice.
So I go in, I go and do my business in the Sofitel hotel room. Walk out. I meet you guys in the lobby of your hotel room.
Yeah.
Now I'm texting AJ, who was also running with us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm here. Meet you guys in the lobby. Walk to the race, the start line together. Race starts at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. sharp. It's about 7:15. She's like, all right, we'll be done in 45 minutes. And I'm like, isn't that when the race starts? So I'm like, aren't you cutting it a little close? Like, I know you guys need to get ready, and you guys are running with makeup, and you guys gotta go.
You gotta look good.
You gotta get dolled up. Like they take pictures on the route. You want to look awesome,
obviously.
And I'm a little worried. I'm like, all right, if you want to cut it that, I don't know how to say, like, don't you want to get there a little early?
Yeah.
It's your first one, just kind of get settled in. So I kind of text jokingly. I'm like, listen, that's cutting it a little close. Being there, like leaving when the race is supposed to start. And she's like, doesn't it? And she's like, what are you talking about? The race starts at 8:30. I'm like, no, my dear. Race starts at 8.
8 a.m. sharp.
Get your ass in gear. We got to leave soon.
Yeah. And we were like, cool. Let's,
Did you start scrambling? Like
there was a little bit of scramble involved.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a slight 5-minute panic. And then we just kind of got our asses in gear and set it all up. We had all our stuff laid out already.
All right. You were prepared.
Yeah. We were pretty prepared. Okay. It was just it was nerve wracking to have to do. I've never done something like that before. 13.1 miles, man.
Yeah. So, you get up that morning. How do you feel?
Oh my God. I was nervous when she came to pick me up the day before to drive to Philly. I walked down and I was like, oh my God, you're here. Oh my God. What does this mean? We went to bed. I was like, oh my God, good night. And then when we woke up in the morning, I was like, fuck.
I remember
it's so crazy.
My first half, I didn't get any sleep. My first full, not a wink. It's so.
I was so excited though. It was such a cool thing.
I didn't feel excitement. I was nervous.
For your first half?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was nervous.
I was excited because I love Philadelphia.
Distance. Right.
So I was excited to run through Philadelphia, and I've watched the half marathon so many times because I lived there for 4.5 years. Right. So I would cheer on every year. As an ex-runner, I would always go and cheer the runners on. And Philadelphia as a community really comes out during those times.
But there's a difference between loving Philadelphia and actually having to run through it. Now it makes it more
so that
fun.
was a little different.
Makes it more fun, like actually adding in physical exertion to the mix.
Yeah. And I like knew where I was going the whole time. So I was like, why are we going all the way down to 5th? What are we doing? We have to run all the way up to East Falls.
All the way to 5th? Like, oh my God. Like
that. It felt so far to me. But I think once we hit the 5K and AJ turned around, and she was like, only 10 more miles. I was like, okay. And then I remember Sam Quintas was telling me, because she's a runner extraordinaire.
She is.
She was like, only the last 4 miles are hard. I was like, 4 miles?
Yeah, for her.
What? What are you talking about?
First of all, it's like running. All right, it's easier if you train.
Yes.
It's easier if maybe it's built into your DNA. If you're like,
speed demon extraordinaire.
Sure. It's easier if you're somewhat athletic. Mm-hmm. It's also easier if you're 98 pounds like she is. Like the less, I was told this by a running coach. His advice to me was like, listen, you'll have a much easier time if you cut down if you cut down your body fat percentage. Basically, a nice way of telling me is like, listen, lose some weight, fat ass, because it's going to be easier.
Yeah.
So yes, so she's very slight.
Yeah, she's super tiny.
Yes,
coming from a tiny human,
and as are you
in height.
You are also very tiny.
She's pretty toothpicky.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a twig.
But she was like, the last 4 miles are hard. But I will say that I felt very comfortable until the last mile. And then I was like, all right. Then it got really mental. And I was like, you just have to get home. You have 12 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that was all I kept telling myself in my head. Like, every song you listen to, when it finishes and a new song starts, that's like, you're so close.
Yeah, then you'll be done after that song.
Yeah. And it was so funny because I told you the song that I like put on repeat once. So I make a playlist.
Okay.
And when I ran the Broad Street 10-mile run, I had a playlist set and then I repeated one song over and over again. Once it came
your power
on,
song, they call it.
Yeah, I played Fired by Ben Folds.
Nice.
Over and over and over again. It was just like the pace I wanted. It was super fun. It was upbeat and I just like loved it. And Ben Folds is the man. So,
the running playlist is very important.
Yes.
Extremely important. I can't run without music. I know people who do, and I don't know how they do it.
I used to when I was on cross country, but I was in school. So, you can't, I don't think people in cross country run with stuff in their ears now.
Yeah.
And they didn't when I was in school.
Yeah. So let me preface this. I think this one, I lost count. I think this one was like my 15th half.
That's so crazy.
Which it's a little nuts. This was your first.
My
and
very
our friend
first
AJ,
one.
this was her first as well.
Yeah.
And I know you guys really wanted to finish.
Yeah.
So I hung out with you.
Yeah. And I appreciate that.
And of course. A lot of people run, they run for time. Some people run to win. I run to finish and for the beer at the end. And for an excuse to eat a lot of food.
We ate a lot of food.
We did. So the more fun you can make it, it's just the better experience. In the end, it's about having a great experience.
Yeah.
The athletic achievement is cool. The feeling of accomplishment is cool. Mm-hmm. But it's like anything else, like going to the movies or, why do it if you can't have fun doing it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether that
100%.
means, slowing down a little bit, whether it means running with friends.
Yeah.
Whether that means, I don't know, like putting on like cool music. I don't know. Make your own motivations.
Yeah.
But find your own fun.
It was pretty cool. Yeah. And so the song that repeated for me was You Go Down Smooth by Lake Street Dive.
Yes.
I just thought it was super fun.
Hang on. Let me, what's it called?
You Go Down Smooth by Lake Street Dive.
You go down. All right.
Such a fun song. And that was the song I chose to put on repeat one. And then when we got to 13 miles and we were crossing the finish line, the song was on. So I finished to that song, that's when I completed said marathon.
This.
Yep.
Would it be true to say that I
Oh, right on.
It's they deserve all of the Grammys.
You see, most people hit that point where you have to go into a mental place to just keep you going. They usually hit that at like mile 5 out of 13.
Yeah.
So you were very lucky to hit that at mile 12 out of 13. And it depends on what day I'm having, but
yeah, I was just like excited that I wasn't dead.
No, I was very impressed by. Now, you trained, but
To be fair, I didn't run for the last maybe like 10 days because it was hitting
Right.
triple digits in LA. So that was what made me nervous.
Yes, and the highest mileage you had hit while training was
8.
8 miles.
And when I started trying to go for 9, I would text you because I was so frustrated because
Right.
it started getting so hot and I couldn't go any farther. And
Right.
I would just like, I called my roommate. I was like, okay, so I'm at like Melrose and Highland.
You had her pick you up?
Yeah, I was like, can you come get me?
That's tough.
She's the best because I was like dead. But yeah, I didn't go any farther than 8.
So usually when you train, you can pull up training charts which tell you how to, what mile to run. Usually what happens on the Sunday of your training plan is that usually like an 8-week plan. On the Sunday, you usually do what's called a long run, and you start out like 5 miles, and you go up to, for a half marathon, you go up to like 11 or 12.
My plan was for 11.
Okay, and you didn't hit
I never hit 11, but I was still doing long runs, but I would probably hit like 7 on like both the 9 and 11 Sundays. I just couldn't go any farther. It was so weird.
So I mean I was aware of your training. I was a little worried that you were undertrained. So
yeah,
a little bit. But you know, who am I to say though? I'm the laziest trainer in the world. You know, I've done full marathons where you're supposed to do like up to 23. Jeez. And I don't. I'll do like 4 that day. And I'm like, I'll make it up later, and then I don't.
Oh my gosh.
So lately when I've been running, it's been a grind.
Yeah.
Like the reason you train is to kind of acclimate your body to all the pain, basically. Yeah. Like usually physically, I bet you could run a full right now. It's going to suck though. It would hurt. What? The only reason why you would slow down is because of the pain. Like I think your endurance is there.
Maybe.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know.
Tweet from Sam Quintus everywhere. Sam Quintus chiming in. Ming Chen has another Sam guesting since I'm at work tonight. Guess we're all just interchangeable to him. # pray for Sam. No, Samantha Q, you're not interchangeable. You're not replaceable. But I got a schedule to stick to.
Oh man.
And you know, Sam, are not here every week.
No. So I'm not here most weeks, actually.
You're not, yes. So I asked you to step in. So here you are. Stop.
Here I am.
Stop. You know you're not interchangeable. But we are here drinking your beer, so
sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Yes. So the rock and roll company does like halves and full marathons all over the country. Actually all over the world, I believe. Pretty cool. They have bands at every mile marker. It's like a big dance party.
It was fun.
We danced. We had a little dance party at the start line.
You can dance if you want to.
That was cool. Yeah, they have DJs blaring music, so it's a very fun
and
experience.
Live bands. They
have live bands at every mile marker.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Mile 12, my friends who
you actually
went
knew the
to
band.
South by Southwest with me were playing. And I knew that they said that they were playing close to the end. I didn't realize they were playing mile 12.
Right.
So it was very exciting to see them because I exerted an awful lot of energy when I saw them. I was jumping up and down.
You were. I'm like, dude.
And then I was like, okay, we still have to go for another mile.
Yes.
I was a little exhausted, but thank God there was a water station right there. So there was that. Yeah.
Yes. That was cool though. And running around Philly is cool. We passed the Liberty Bell.
Yeah.
We passed. I don't really know all the other landmarks, but
Ben Franklin, his grave. We passed.
Oh yeah, we passed. Like you actually, I ran by and
they actually had little markers that said like what you were passing. Saw that. I went on a Philly tour once upon a time. I was an orientation leader in my college. Yeah. And the last year, the orientation leaders got to take a bus tour, and like the whole time I was like, I live here. I don't need to take a bus tour. But I learned like all these really cool facts, like where they did the first surgery and they did it outside because there wasn't enough light, you know, and where like the color of your door represented what religion you had, and how many steps up to your front door was what class rank you were in. Like all these crazy little things,
like freaking
tiny little things in Philadelphia.
Secret codes.
Yeah. Like if you had 3 steps and the person next to you didn't have any steps to their front door, it was because they were a lower class than you.
Like a whole like caste system?
Yeah. So weird. But yeah, I learned on a bus tour. But anyway.
I don't have any steps up to my door, so that means I'm all right.
Dun dun dun. Womp womp womp.
Right on.
Right on.
So you kicked ass.
Kicked ass.
That's what I'm trying to convey here.
For the record,
yes,
I beat Ming Chen by 0.1 second.
0.01, my friend.
Oh, 0.01.
You beat me by 100th of a second.
0.01.
Yeah. So
I'll take it.
So we get up to race 13.1 miles. We get to mile marker 13. You can see the finish line. What are you feeling?
Oh my God, I started getting really emotional.
It's weird. Like usually halves, I'm just kind of like, these days, like fulls, like you feel it's weird.
Yeah. I was super emotional.
Usually the finish line, you run the corner and you see the freaking finish line, and then it kind of hits you like, holy shit! Like,
yeah.
26.
And I really know Philadelphia, so I like knew exactly where we were going. Yeah. So I knew how close we were. I actually was surprised that they had a 13-mile mark.
Oh yeah, they usually do.
I mean, I don't know these things, man. So we hit the 13, and then I was like, all right, you have to go now. So then kind of like kicked it up. And then I was like,
is that how you beat me by 100th of a second?
Maybe. I don't know. In my mind, I get like, all right, you have to go to the finish line.
Right.
And I was like, the faster you get to the finish line, the faster you can stop. And then I sat down and then I didn't stand up for a long time.
Yeah, but whoa. Let's back up.
Backing up.
Let's back up. You're about to accomplish a major feat here.
It's a super huge feat. 8 years in the making.
And usually the last mile or so, they line the running crowd. There are people cheering you on. Mm-hmm. It's very inspirational. Mm-hmm. Running. You see the finish gate. You cross it.
It was so beautiful.
And then like you broke down.
Yeah.
You were which I thought was cool. You started crying.
I was pretty emotional.
You started crying.
Yeah.
Which got me like kind of I'm not a crier. I'm not a crier at all.
Yeah.
I got a little misty though.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
It was such a cool thing for me.
It was cool to I mean with any of my friends it would be cool to see them set like a lofty goal and achieve it later on. Mm-hmm. It's even cooler to be there while they achieve the goal.
Yeah.
And it was cool. It was tears of happiness. You don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
It's usually
it was pretty cool.
Tears of defeat, tears of usually tears of some assholes being an asshole to me. Tears, or assholes. Or just Mike cries a lot, so I have to talk him down ledges.
Oh no!
So to see tears of joy was a welcome change in my life, anyways. Yeah. And
I was really proud in that moment, and to know that I didn't stop and walk, like I trucked along, and I knew, and I was like, if you have to slow down, you slow down. But girl, you just keep going.
Stop.
You just keep going.
Don't stop.
And I knew when we got slower at the last water station, like just to kind of like not dump all the water all over our faces while we're drinking it, I felt my legs getting all like tight, and I was like, okay, we have to go now. Like, don't stop because your legs are gonna seize, and then you won't be able to run anymore. So.
Yeah. By the way, I think there's a water station about mile 11. Mm-hmm. I'm right next to you. You take a swig. I look over you. All of a sudden, I see this wall of water coming at me. You chucked it in my face.
Yep. Yes, I did.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I hope your ear is okay.
It's fine.
And your headphones are fine.
They're waterproof. Yes.
Great. Then that
for situations such as this.
For such situations.
This is why you run with friends, my friends. Yeah. Makes it fun.
Totally
like we were high-fiving and stuff.
Chucked a glass of water into Ming Chen's face.
Yeah. If you're going to put yourself through this kind of punishment, it's helpful to suffer with other people.
Absolutely.
So it was an honor to suffer next to you.
Oh, well, thank you for
congratulations.
Thank
you. And we did get we got some hardware at the end.
Some hardware.
It was like
some legit
big,
hardware.
Huge medals at the end.
Thank God. It was well deserved, I think. Yes. I really was. I'm glad that it was. You went when you saw it when you picked up the packets.
I did.
You texted me a photo.
Sent a photo. Little motivation.
This is what we're fighting for. And that pumped me up. I was like, that's what I'm fighting for.
I run for 2 reasons, Sam. The glory and the medal. And
I'm going to get that engraved on the back. I don't care.
Yeah.
They have a spot for it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Do it. So, now, you're at the end, you finished, all the adrenaline's worn off, and you just kind of then you started feeling the pain.
It started deteriorating.
You started feeling the pain, you start to crash.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I sat down and then I was like, I'm by the bananas. Come find me.
Yeah, then not so much fun afterwards. Where stairs a little hard today.
Walking
a little hard today.
It was a little hard. I've been better now than when I woke up this morning. Yeah. I've been walking a little bit. At rehearsal, I sat down the whole time.
Okay.
So I've been taking it easy, but definitely when I sit down for an extended period of time.
Were you like Shaquille O'Neal, like slather some icy hot?
Oh my God, I'm like living on icy hot.
So remember Shaq? Shaq was a big proponent of icy hot.
Thanks, Shaq.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Yeah, icy hot's been a very helpful. I feel like I'm getting a massage.
I'm just dropping my name. I'm trying to get more free stuff.
Yeah.
So icy hot, do Clark beer. That's still coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for the Mad Bishop and the 31.
And the 31.
Thank you,
it's
guys.
delicious. I'm almost done with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not drink it all really fast because Ming's barely touched his beer.
Yeah.
But,
I forgot. We are on live right now, so you can
We are on
tweet.
live.
You can tweet us. I'm at Mingchen37.
at Samantha Aurelio is where I am.
How do you spell that?
SAMANTHAAURELIO.
Okay, and if you want to see, so afterwards, you're back at your hotel room. There's a photo of you lying in bed, dead, and you're holding up your medal.
Yes.
I think you tweeted it yesterday,
I tweeted it. So if you want to
check
see
that
that
out.
photo, you can go check that out on my Twitter. I tweeted it out to the universe because that's basically how I felt.
Awesome. So now you're somewhat recovered.
Yeah, I was pretty recovered I needed to lie down for like an hour.
Yeah.
Took a shower, which was a hard thing to do.
Why is
It was
that?
hard to get into the shower, and I was like standing under the water like, okay, just like wash your hair. Like you can do it. And then laid down for a good like 45 minutes. And then we went and we got food.
Yeah, went to this joint called Crazy Sushi that
Crazy
we
Sushi.
found was nearby. And,
Philadelphia.
yeah, kind of. Here, I'm going to tweet a photo here.
You guys, you need to go to Twitter and check out this photo because we told the lady, Ming and I were a little overzealous at all times when it comes to food.
I mean, you've seen if you listen to this, if you follow any of my BS, I tweet a lot of food pictures. I go a little overboard.
Yeah.
Mike and I shared like this 18-inch sandwich.
Yes.
In Virginia. And we yeah.
So Ming and I ordered 3 rolls of sushi each, and we just tell her to just throw it on a plate. We're like, we're all family here. It's fine. We'll all share.
Yeah,
We'll
she
all
wanted to
share.
make it pretty.
She was like, we'll make it pretty. She's like, you should have told me. And we're like, okay, make it pretty. It's fine. It's fine. And what she actually put in front of us was like the most beautiful display I think I've
She's
ever
throwing
seen.
like there's like little lights in there, and there's like a boat.
It
I'm
was
like,
so extreme.
Listen, I appreciate the effort, but like I'm shoving this in my mouth. Like don't be offended if it goes flying everywhere. There's like there's like caviar all over the table, and like it's ridiculous.
It was pretty ridiculous, and you have to check out this photo because it's.
This is what I do. This is what we do, though.
Yep, that was post race.
So my question to you, now this is all over, you're feeling not so sore anymore.
Sort of.
The achievement has sunk in. People are congratulating you. People you know, people you don't know. It's kind of cool. Would you do this again?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I might.
Okay.
I mean, but so if I did it again,
Okay.
I know that I would train more efficiently.
I keep telling myself that before each and every race.
Okay, well, I'm going to say
Sometimes
that to
it
myself
happens.
now.
The thing with the half is you can kind of train around your work and life schedule.
Yeah.
You can miss a few runs, and you'll be fine. I mean, we're walking testaments to that.
Yeah. I missed a solid 10 days.
Yeah, you totally do that. A full kind of rules your life a little more.
Yeah.
Although I'm also very lazy at that, and I have a guy who sends me training plans. My coach, Coach Tim, and if he knew how many runs that I skip, like he would be like, "All right, thanks for, keep sending the checks, buddy." Like I'm very lazy. But I think you should do it again.
Yeah. I mean,
2 reasons. One, you were good at it, I thought.
that was decent.
You finished. That's all that matters.
finished. Hey.
You finished. You finished without any like real struggle, really. You know what I'm saying? You didn't stop. Like, here's the thing. While you're running, like, you see people go down.
Yeah.
You see people go down with cramps,
Like
with like
ambulance medic people.
and then that's the scary part. You're running.
like, people are passed out on the medic bed, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Now, while you're starting out, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this is great," running. Once you hit about mile 10 and on, you start seeing people go down.
Yeah.
You start seeing like medical personnel, like they're on golf carts and trucks, like
Yeah.
trucking people out. It's very disheartening, I guess I would say. And like you hear sirens,
Yeah.
And at some points of the race, you run down the road and you have to kind of move to one side to give way for the medical personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did it without, you didn't have to go through that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So
there was a lady in front of us for about a mile who had on the back of her shirt, she said lung cancer survivor.
Yes. That was
like, I was like, okay, I can do this. If she can do this, like, damn, I can man up and do it. And like, I was so impressed by that woman. Like, I like reading people's shirts and like their stories that they put on, and they tell you. And that was the most inspirational thing that I had seen that entire run. And that was about mile, 11?
Yeah.
I think 11 to 12.
Did she pass us? It's nothing. There's nothing more disheartening when you're running a race and like the 75-year-old guy passes you without any effort. The only thing more disheartening than that is the 9-year-old kid who passes you like it's nothing, and it happens a lot to me.
Because they don't know what fear is,
right?
And they're just like, I guess this will hurt me tomorrow. Maybe what is that?
Well, I'm going to throw out a couple of things. I looked today for destination half marathons for 2015.
Oh, gosh.
These are ones that you travel to that are in exotic locations.
Yes.
I want to run some by you. Key West half marathon, Key West, Florida.
Okay.
Where I guess, I don't know how far the Keys spread. I would assume maybe 13.1 miles. But
At least that.
I think if there's one place in the world that Brian Johnson loves, I believe is Key West. Mm-hmm. I've never been there. But if it's good enough for, I think Hemingway hung out down there and got drunk. Yeah. It's good enough for me. So, that is cool. There's one in Austin called the 3M Half Marathon, by the 3M company. You know, 3M. In your goodie bag, they fill it with Post-its.
Yeah. I was going to say like tape. Like.
Post-its and Scotch tape.
Yeah.
I think. And I'm trying to see, this is one I'm definitely, I think I'm going to put on the list. It's called the Mayor's Midnight Sun Half Marathon. It's in Anchorage, Alaska, where it's during whatever that weird time of year where they get like 20 hours of sunlight.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you run at midnight and it's like bright out.
Yes. How about this one? The Napa to Sonoma Wine Country Half Marathon. Where I believe, usually they give you a water station instead of that. It's all wine. Yeah, it's booze.
That's awesome.
You could do that, and I don't know if there were any.
Sounds very reminiscent of like CrossFit workouts.
Yes.
They give you like a beer after every round.
Yeah,
I've seen it happen.
That's not
in
good.
person. It's not good. It doesn't end well.
And then there's one in Maui.
Okay.
You live in LA now. You ain't that far. You ain't that far.
I was just talking to my friend Colleen about how probably affordable it is to go to Hawaii from LA.
From LA, it's not that bad.
Yeah. It's just when you get there, how much it costs to like exist there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Think about it.
I'll think about it.
Think about it.
I have to recover from this one.
Okay, I know it's a little early. It's been like maybe 24 hours.
No, it was super cool though. I think it would definitely be in the cards if I don't feel the way that I felt when I crashed really hard afterwards. I was like, this is what dying feels like. I didn't
what did it feel like? What did you feel like?
I felt like I was dying, like death was upon me. Like I couldn't stand up. I was like nauseous, like my stomach hurt. Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't eat breakfast. I was really underprepared. I had a goo in my pocket and I never ate it.
Okay, mistake. Yeah, you had a little nutrition before you run, for 2.5 hours. Probably a good thing.
Super stupid.
Major factor in why you probably crashed. That would be.
We were like gonna get hard boiled eggs for the morning, and then at like 10:30 we were like walking back, and we were like, we didn't get the hard boiled eggs.
Right.
Dumb. It's just silly rookie mistakes. That's all.
All right. Well, you know what you do with mistakes? You learn from them.
You learn from them. Hey.
So.
And that's what's up. Anyone out there run half marathons? How do you guys feel about them?
Yeah. Come on by. I just got a text from our friend AJ who just, I guess she was working. What if she'll roll by? Should we see if she'll roll by?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to text her.
Do it.
So, other thing I wanted to talk about.
Wait, everyone tweeting about the sushi? I ate some of that for breakfast this morning.
Oh, how about... All right, yeah. So
I took the rest of it home. We didn't eat all of it. I felt kind of defeated not eating all of it, but we ate a good majority of it.
I like how you don't adhere to these Western rules of, for breakfast you have to eat like eggs, bacon,
No.
and you're like, I was like, I eat whatever I want when I want.
Food is food.
Love
Breakfast
it.
is just breaking a fast.
Yeah.
That's all.
Exactly.
I like quesadillas for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. So, I wanted to talk to you about
Let's talk.
favorite movies.
Favorite movies.
Yes, favorite movies. And I believe if I've known you for a while, about 3 years, maybe a little more. I believe at the top of your list is a little film called Back to the Future about
Small film.
some kid who like gets into a time machine.
Not a lot of people know about it. Small film.
Yes.
But I believe that might rank number 1 on my list. Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd. Pretty solid movie.
Yes.
Watched it on the plane ride from LA to New Jersey.
Here's the thing. A lot of people's favorite movies. Definitely my top 5. Could you name a top 5 if I asked you like right off the cuff? I'll give you my top 5. Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. Oh shoot! I thought Shawshank Redemption. Aliens, and Star Wars Episode 4.
Nice.
A New Hope.
Yeah.
And,
I don't.
honorable mention to the Highlander.
Nice.
Don't know if you ever seen that. There
No,
can be
I
only
haven't seen
one.
that one. Yeah.
Guys cutting their heads. Each other's heads
I
off.
haven't seen. I'm not a big movie watcher. Like, shame on me. I know, but like, I listen to so much music. I'm that girl that hasn't seen that movie.
Okay.
So
Is that your official title?
That's my official title.
Okay.
I'm that girl that hasn't seen that movie.
Okay.
Quote. That's a quote right there.
Okay.
But like, for me, it's like I have like my Back to the Future, and like when I'm sad, I watch Wall-E because it makes me happy. But like random, like The Transporter, like The Thing, Star Wars, always a good one. Star Trek, all of them are great. Like, I just
wait.
When
you say Star Trek, you're talking about the new ones or the old ones?
all of them.
All of them? You're a Star Trek fan?
Yeah.
Really? Like Captain Kirk, Spock,
Yeah.
Scotty,
Gonna test-
Chekhov?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Then the new ones are super cool. I just finally watched the newer one, the most
The J.J.
recent
Abrams one. Yeah,
it was
Into
on
Darkness.
Netflix.
Into Darkness is a very good movie.
Yeah, it was really good.
With your Khan. Yes.
Yeah. It was on Netflix, and I was like bored one day. I guess The Birdcage is up there.
The Birdcage?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty solid movie.
I've never seen it. I'm not going to knock it.
What?
I've never seen it.
Yeah. I mean, it's hilarious. It was on Netflix, which is when I watched it for the first time. But Nathan Lane is in it, and his brother was my high school principal.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that Nathan Lane had a brother.
He has a brother, an older brother, and he was Mr. Lane. And they sound exactly alike, so morning announcements were hilarious.
And so, wait a minute. Okay, wait. Nathan Lane. So he's from Jersey then?
I guess. I mean, I remember he came into my history class my freshman year, and he was like, so I was having dinner with Rosie O'Donnell last night. And we were all like, whatever, man. Like teenage, like whatever.
Right.
But he had to leave because there was like a scandal with him like having an affair with one of the teachers. Can I say that? I did it.
Yeah.
It's already done.
I'm sure it's public. I'm sure it's public record.
Yeah, it's probably public record.
But let's get back to Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Okay, so Back to the Future came out before you were born.
Yes, 4 years before my birth.
So I mean, I'm old. So my dad took me and my brother in 1985. I saw it in the theater, and
So
I was
cool.
when I was 10 years old. I was blown away.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was like, holy crap! This might be the best movie I've seen since Return of the Jedi. Well, no, that's not true. 84 was a magical year for movies, so I was probably this best movie I saw since Ghostbusters and Temple of Doom.
Okay.
But up until that point, I'd never seen anything about time travel, and I've been hooked on anything time travel related since.
Yeah.
So when did you first come upon this magical Robert Zemeckis, Steven Spielberg masterpiece? Bob, and let's get props to Bob Hale as well, since he kind of had a hand in writing it. Bob Gale.
I think I knew it from the ride in
Bob Gale.
Florida.
Okay, so you heard about the ride first.
Because when we go to Florida as a family when I was growing up, we weren't Disney people. We were Universal people. So we would always go to Universal.
Okay.
I hadn't been to Disney since I was like 4.
Right.
You know, like we just didn't go. It wasn't a thing that we liked to do. It was crowded. And
So wait, you went on the ride first?
And I think I just knew it from the ride.
So you're on this ride. You have no idea what's going on. It's kind of cool though.
It's kind of cool.
Okay.
And then I was like, I honestly don't even remember when I watched it for the first time.
Okay.
But I was reintroduced to it. Like I knew everything about it. Like I knew the ride. I knew the movie.
Okay.
And
you knew the movie without having seen the movie. So it was like one big like trailer.
It was one big trailer. One big like blur of a trailer in my mind.
Right. What year was this? If you...
No, I couldn't even tell you. Yeah, it was probably when I was like 10, you know, like who knows. And then I like saw the movie. I couldn't even tell you the first time I saw the movie, but I remember like being reintroduced to it when they started coming out with like the collections of the 3 of them.
Yes.
And
when was the first time someone popped it in? I guess it was VCR probably.
Yeah.
And you saw the full thing.
Probably like when I was 12.
Okay.
Yeah, a little VCR. I'm trying to remember if we had it on Laserdisc or not. Because we had a Laserdisc player.
I had one too.
Yeah.
I had one too. There was a period in my life where I wanted to be a film snob. And I'm like, well, the only way to experience it, like,
yeah,
truly intended.
Side A, side B.
Yeah, was to buy a Laserdisc player.
The movie stops. It goes to a blue screen.
Yeah. No, I had mine auto flip.
It auto flip, but it would stop.
Yeah, it would
and
stop.
Blue screen.
Blue screen for about
side B.
for about like 30. Even, if you had a good player, maybe stop for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
If you had a bad player, 30 seconds. Totally take you out of the movie.
Yeah, totally like removed you. But yeah, I watched it, and then we got when DVDs came out, we got the 3,
right?
Like the trilogy.
Yeah.
And then I think I took it to college and would watch it on my laptop.
Right.
And then I think it got lost between Philadelphia and New Jersey. And so my dad bought it on Blu-ray, so I couldn't take it because I only had a DVD player and he had a Blu-ray
regular,
player.
yes, yeah.
So he bought it on Blu-ray.
Did he introduce it to you?
Probably.
Okay.
I honestly can't even remember. Like, I've been watching this movie for so long that I don't even remember when I
Like,
first
it's just basically part of your life.
It
right
like
now.
is a part of
You're
my life.
I'll watch it maybe once or twice a year.
Like, I want to go to the Burger King on Ventura because I want to go. Yeah. The place was next to Doc Brown's like apartment.
Right. Yes.
Like a garage, essentially.
Ventura, yeah. Like it's maybe like 15 minutes from you.
Yeah. Like dumb things that I want to do. Like I want to like scout out all the places.
It's not that dumb. There's a website that lists all the locations that are still existing.
I went to the studio tour in Universal and I saw where the clock tower is.
Which is still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. Mm-hmm. The Twin Pines Mall or the Lone Pine Mall or whatever, whatever you want to consider it. My family used to have a Chinese restaurant at that mall. It is now called the Puente Hills Mall in City of Industry, California. I had family out there. We had a little fast food Chinese restaurant joint out there. So
that's amazing.
That I remember when my cousin told me that, I was like, no way, that's not the mall. I was like, dude, that's the mall.
That's the mall.
And I thought that was cool. Now I'll watch Back to the Future once, maybe twice a year, maybe more if I catch it on TV. Like you're literally rolling it like all the time.
Yeah. So when I moved, I was a little upset that I couldn't take it with me. And my friend Emily mailed me WALL-E because I watch that when I'm sad.
Right.
So if I'm watching WALL-E, I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
And she mailed me the trilogy, which was so nice of her. And so when I watched it like a bajillion times. I like literally could verbatim tell you the whole movie. But I brought it with me. My friend let me borrow Ted because I've never seen the movie.
Yeah.
So I brought that with me so I could watch it. But then I was sitting in the airplane and I was like, I don't want to watch because it's like, it's not it's not PG. So I didn't want to like sit on the plane and watch it with my headphones in while someone next to me was like, what is this girl watching?
I worry about that too.
Yeah.
I used to have I still have it. I used to travel with a 17-inch laptop.
Yeah.
And I would go through my DVD collection and
and I'm like,
no.
Oh. So I
was like, I can't, Ted, you could, with headphones.
I haven't seen it. I don't know. So, I brought it with
Ted.
me. I'll probably watch it tonight.
I remember the last time I went to, I thought I was going to LA. I was like, maybe I'll catch up on Californication. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know who's going to be next to me. I don't want them to Well, you know what? I wouldn't.
peek over.
I wouldn't mind if they got the wrong idea about me. Like, what's this? You know, but there are a lot of boobs in that show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you know. Just I'm
They're all over the place. It's fine.
I'm considerate, but I'm just saying. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. So I brought Ted, and I brought Back to the Future.
Okay, you went.
So
you played
I watched.
it safe.
I watched Back to the Future, and like they have like the TV. So I was watching like Biggest Loser and Back to the Future switching back and forth. So during commercials, I would watch Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have dreams of meeting Bob Harper one day and tell him that I CrossFit too sometimes.
From Biggest Loser.
Yeah, we're friends on Facebook, but he just doesn't know who I am.
Okay,
It's fine.
That could change.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so yeah, I've watched it a million times. But anyway,
so
Back
out
to
of the
Future.
trilogy, so I mean, obviously the first one's awesome.
First one's
do you
amazing.
feel the other two hold up?
Yes.
Which one do you like better? You like 2 or 3 better?
3.
Really? Mm-hmm. Why?
I just think it's a really good, like, rounded. I don't know, like when he goes to the future and he's like fighting Biff with the like skyscraper that looks like Atlantic City.
Right.
Like I love it. It's
Okay.
great, but I like the Western one for some reason.
Okay.
I just think it's cool.
I think the third one you'll like. I think it depends if you're into like weird into Western stuff.
Yeah, my friend said she liked the second one better. Like it's really just whatever.
I like the second one just because of the predicted view of 2015.
Yeah, it's
And how far-
2015 in like 4 months.
Yeah, and how far off we
Yeah.
are. It's kind of fun seeing how far off we are now.
The McFlys are coming out in 2015.
The shoes, you mean?
The shoes.
The self-lacing shoes?
Mm-hmm.
That sign me up.
Yeah, my
me
drummer
up.
that you met, Tom, he's big on shoes.
Okay.
And I remember him telling me when we were in college, he was like, the McFlys, 2015.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Self-lacing, light up,
Self-lacing Nikes.
the jacket.
Yeah. Is the jacket going to come out? I know the shoes are.
I don't think the self.
That would be, probably there's going to exist one in the universe and someone will wear it to like
Right.
a Comic-Con or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
The hat they sell at Comic Cons. I haven't brought myself to pay the $30 that they've been charging for the hat. Mm-hmm. The hat is cool. I was talking to Mike. He's very disappointed that no hoverboards.
no hoverboards.
I don't think we'll be seeing any hoverboards anytime soon.
So lame.
And flying cars, probably not happening.
I mean, I drive a 2001, so that thing ain't flying anytime
Yeah,
soon.
I mean, we're just getting to the electric car.
Yeah.
The plug-in cars. I don't think we'll be flying anytime soon.
Which the only place I've seen electric car plug-in stations is in a parking garage in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I was with you the first time I saw it. We went to go see the Room, and we parked.
The Room. Tommy Wiseau's masterpiece.
Yes.
The Room.
The Room. We went to go see like a midnight screening or whatever.
Yes.
And I was like, wait, guys, I have to take a picture of this. It's so crazy. And now I see it at like
Yeah,
every
they're all
parking
over now.
garage now. Yeah.
They're all over.
Yeah.
And I liked, I just like their weird view. I like alternate timelines as well.
Yeah.
So, which is why I'm such a big fan of the movie Donnie Darko. That would be number 7 on my list.
Yeah.
that movie.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I have seen that one. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I've actually seen that one.
That is that movie was they talk about Back to the Future in that movie. It's very, very Back to the Future 2 inspired by the alternate timelines and the traveling in time in a metal vessel.
Yes.
Very inspired by that. Yeah, the third one I remember seeing it. Like I'm not a big Western guy, I guess, and I mean it kind of rehashes the other two.
Yeah, I mean it's super like just going over the same exact thing. Like even the lines when he runs into like his mom, you know, like it's just very like repetitive.
Yeah.
But it's just cool to be like, oh my gosh, they're like building the clock tower.
Right.
Like just
That was cool.
The random
That part
things
was cool.
Yeah, just the little things like that, you know, and like the trains, and I don't know, my dad works on trains, so
Yeah.
I'm like trains are cool to
Right.
me. So like, you know, so just the
think-
little things.
I think I'm more of a look forward kind of guy than look back. Mm-hmm. And so the future interests me, like the
future, yeah.
especially technology interests me far more than the back.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got AJ here.
She popping by?
She is. She's here. She's just like I
She's
see
here?
the back door, and
Do you want me to go grab her?
Yeah, go
I'll
grab
step
her.
out.
Go
Excuse
grab
me,
her.
guys.
I'll vamp here.
Vamp away.
I'll vamp here, and I got to hook up some gear here. But yes, Let me give you an introduction. AJ is our friend who ran the half marathon with us. She's if anybody's a hockey fan out there, she's a former Devil's dancer, which was cool. I remember I invited her to one of the comic book man premiere parties that we had a couple years ago. And Walt Flanagan came, and I remember the day after he came over to me, and I was like, "Hey man, thanks for coming to the party." And his only question was, he looks over at me, and he's like, "Dude, how'd you get a Devil's Dancer to come to the party?" What? And I'm like, "I asked. Like, what? I asked, dumbass. Like, why? I don't. And why are you so incredulous?" But AJ, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm gonna hook up a mic here for you.
Oh my god.
Yes,
good.
sit down. Would you mind? Yeah. Would you mind? I want to talk about yesterday.
Oh god.
If you don't mind. We are on live now.
Holy cow.
So
What up, guys?
Yeah, so I got another mic. I'll hook it up for you, but try
I'll share with Sam.
try to keep your racist views to yourself. And oh yeah, you got some.
Because I'm so racist.
We need headphones
Yes.
for AJ though.
You don't really need them.
Do I really need them? I don't think so.
No, you'll be
what
good.
What am I listening to?
You're good.
Yourself,
basically.
I'm-
It's super
I hear myself just fine.
narcissistic and stuff. So
All right, we're talking about
But I'll fit right in.
we're talking about Back to the Future.
Okay.
So Samantha's favorite movie.
Is it your favorite? have you only told me about it like 20,000 times? Never would have guessed it was your favorite.
I've never met such a big fan of the film who was not born while the film was out.
yeah, I was
Okay.
like devastated when they got rid of the ride at Universal. Like hard. I was like, Simpsons is the worst ride ever.
Yeah, so
We've been on it 3 times.
I know.
I thought it was cool because that's kind of proof positive the movie still holds up.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
think.
god.
Like it's almost timeless.
It's always a classic.
timeless.
Always.
Yes. So AJ,
Yeah.
you accomplished a major something major yesterday,
It was one of my biggest goals for 2014.
and
I'm super stoked about it. I was actually, all of my coworkers, were asking about it today. Because I work for Lululemon, as Sam did, as I'm sure you guys have talked about. And it's so weird. We've been talking about it. We've planned this for the past 5 months, and to talk about it for so long, and now it's come and gone.
Oh, sorry.
I don't even know how to process that. You know?
Anytime I run a race with friends, right before we start, I always kind of joke around and I'm like, whose idea was this?
Yes, I remember
And-
you saying that, but I actually forget whose idea
Whose
it was.
idea was it?
It was your idea.
It was not my idea.
I think it was your idea.
Was it my idea?
I think it was your idea.
You know me, I don't have any short-term memory. I can't remember.
It was totally your idea.
I think it was totally your idea.
It probably was.
Yeah, but I was I couldn't really convey it in words or pictures, but I was just trying to get out the message that like you guys set like a goal once, thought like extremely lofty,
Hashtag integrity.
but you followed through and you freaking crushed it.
Hell yeah.
Hells yeah.
Even with the doctor telling me not to run and a sprained ankle.
To preface, AJ's ankle exploded like a week before the race.
No big deal.
Here's the thing. I mean, you're athletic. You've been dancing your whole life.
Yes.
You dance professionally,
Yes.
and you work out. You teach at a high intensity fitness
Yes.
Um,
My life
method
revolves around fitness.
method called Pure Bar.
Yes. Which
And-
Ming has come to take.
It's legit.
Props to Ming.
I have.
Because
It's
not many men step foot into that studio.
I mean, it's very like maybe 1%.
Not many men have the guts to do that. To me, that shows a secure man.
Yeah. Hey,
Just saying.
AJ, tell everybody like how much of a real man I am. I don't get that a lot around here.
No, stop.
I don't get that. I don't get that a lot around here. So I mean, you're very athletic, but running.
Yes. Running? It's funny. Someone at work today said, they were like, do you call yourself a runner? And I was like, no, I don't identify with being a runner at all.
Selfie moment.
Selfie moment mid-talk.
I think somebody told me like I started running a few years back, and I was talking to them, and I remember them telling me they're like I was like, wow, when did you consider yourself a runner? Is someone
Do
who was
you
really
even
hard?
consider yourself a runner now?
I didn't until I
Yesterday.
ran my first. I didn't until I completed my first full marathon. Then I was like,
is
okay,
that
well,
what
I
it's gonna
guess.
take?
No.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely, you guys are full legit runners.
I still don't identify with it. I will always identify with being a dancer, but I still don't identify with being a runner.
Yeah, which you're amazing at.
Thank you.
There are YouTube videos out
stop.
there. I'm not stopping.
Stop. Keep going.
But I mean, while you were training, you had a ton of setbacks.
So many setbacks. I was just saying, I never felt like I've had so many things working against me to do something before in my life. Which we joked. We were like, it sounds like the universe is telling me not to run this marathon.
The universe was like, no.
I mean,
stop.
I think like just simply health-wise, you had many things stopping you
Yes.
from training like you wanted to.
Yes.
Like your heart was there, just the body
It's not.
and the advice from medical professionals were not there telling you. It was like, listen, you
Right.
have to.
So the moral of the story is screw medicine. Follow your heart.
I believe in that. I believe it gets me in trouble sometimes, but no,
Yes.
it's not.
This could have been a very like haphazard situation, and then luckily this isn't wood, but we'll just pretend.
There's wood underneath.
There might be wood in there somewhere.
There's wood somewhere here.
Right.
Luckily, it all turned out okay. I mean, you and I were talking this morning, Ming, and I told you. Luckily, my ankle is fine. There's
Yeah, so I like
if anything, it's deswollen. Is that a word? It's swollen.
something like that.
Something.
Why
like,
do you not have AJ on the podcast all the time?
I wish you're
It's
too
less
busy.
swollen. I feel
Okay.
like I have more range of mobility.
Okay,
I probably have like 2% pain.
right.
Is that if it's measurable?
Yeah. Well, I mean, besides the health setbacks, I think you suffered through a major sickness,
Yes.
like major.
Oh yeah, I forgot about mono. Oh my
Yeah,
god, this is 3 things. Jesus
Like you totally had mono, which like knocks people out on
For
their
the second
asses.
time, people. Second time.
Yeah,
Mono.
it knocks people on their ass for like 2 months,
I
like
know.
legit. But you fought through it. You trained through
This
that.
is like stupid.
And then last week you rolled.
Why
your
the heck did I run? Looking back at it.
And you rolled your ankle a week ago.
Yeah.
About a week ago. So.
Yeah, just about a week ago. It's pretty bad.
So the moral of the story is anyone
story is,
listening out there, like
you
get off
believe
your
you can.
asses, get some heart,
Yeah.
man up or woman up, go run 13.1.
And I think I discovered the cure for sprained ankles,
Which
as you
is?
and I discussed.
Which is?
Clearly, I riced the hell out of it.
Right. Was it rest?
Ice, compression, elevate.
Okay.
Did that nonstop.
Okay.
Anytime I wasn't working, I was ricing.
Right.
And then I ran half marathon.
Yeah.
So it's rice and run.
Rice and run.
Rice
But
and
not 30 minutes, people. 13.1.
You have to
That's
run.
the cure.
Yeah, you have to run 13.1 miles.
That's the quick cure for a sprained ankle.
Yeah.
It's all good now. I feel like I could go take gymnastics tomorrow. Maybe not.
As I'm like hobbling through my day,
was
she's
that?
like, I'm doing cartwheels.
Who was that gymnast? You remember.
Carrie Strug.
Thank you.
Carrie
It was my
Strug.
Carrie Strug moment. Do you know who we're talking about?
Yes.
Where she lands.
Yep.
And on one ankle.
Yep.
That was my moment.
Yep.
I didn't win
I think
anything.
you sent me that video of her doing that.
It's like one of my
because you're
favorite
obsessed
Olympic
with
moments.
gymnasts.
I still remember watching as a kid. Maybe I was like 3 or 5 years old.
3 or 5.
I think you were. And so I'm sad to say.
Not 4. She wasn't 4.
I'm sad to say. I think I was like 18. I'm very old. But
We were just talking yesterday. Ming doesn't look his age
3 or 5.
thank you.
at all.
No.
Thank
No.
you. It's all makeup. I don't know if you follow me.
I
on,
saw that post today.
Follow me on Instagram.
Do you like having makeup put on you?
So today we're finishing. We're wrapping up Comic Book Men. And we're on our last. We're on the home stretch. We got 3 more days left.
crazy.
We got 2 more days left now.
Do you get sad when it wraps up?
Yes, absolutely. Because when we
would too.
shoot here, like I make friends with the cast, or not the cast, the crew.
Yeah.
And we have about 25 crew members who
Holy
work
cow.
in various positions. And I really, some of them are like, I've become very dear friends with some of them. So when we shoot in the summer, it's like a big summer camp where you see the same people every year.
Yeah.
Some of them go in and out, and I make friends with the new people who come in too.
Yeah.
So when they leave, it's like a big hole. It's really,
Oh, of course.
like I text them, and they're spread out. They go to other jobs. They go to other shows. Some of them go home. They're not really around here. So, so yeah, it's really like summer camp where
Yeah.
afterwards you have to,
Aw.
you write letters to them, or well, now you can just text
Absolutely.
them and stuff like that. But
Nowadays.
yeah. But we're shooting with Kevin for the last 3 days. We do we have a set a couple doors down where it's a podcast set.
Yeah.
Where we do this on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the round table.
And since the cameras are so like kind of in your face and they're all high def, yeah, we all get made up for that.
That's awesome.
So we have a makeup person. Her name's Kimberly.
Do you even see the cameras anymore? Are you being
No, not really.
So yeah, I figured.
It's yeah.
That's what they say.
No, you truly. That's the only way to do it. Like you just kind of forget about them.
Yeah.
that's
Otherwise, if you're too aware, it sucks.
why. Right.
You're like sweating. You're like, oh my God, it's looking at me. You guys.
I mean, you got camera in your face right now, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm aware of it.
Are you? Okay. All right. And so before we do that, yeah, I get made up. So I get it's basically
What do they put on you?
It's
They don't do even half as much as they put on a girl.
No, actually, I want to talk about this, but
Let's talk about it.
But for me, I think they put on a little foundation.
Cool.
And then a little powder to powder it down. Before that, I get a little moisturizer.
Yeah.
And I think I get a little stuff that kind of even. I have, just to even the tone out.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. It's very basic.
Yeah, that's good.
But when you dance professionally, say for the Devils.
Yeah. I mean, they had us,
for example,
they had us do our own makeup for each game.
Yeah.
But for any like photo shoot, they would do it for us.
Yeah.
But you know what? Half the time, I would like the way I did it on myself better than what they would do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very picky.
Did they have rules about?
Yes,
like
they
either
did.
Maybe not enough or too much?
Yes, they did. We had to wear a bright red lip for the Devils since our color was red. And so if you did too much of like a really, really dark, like it could really, you were very close to like crossing that line of like looking a little less than.
Right.
Okay, yeah, we'll just say it politically correct. So yeah, they had rules like that. The biggest rules, which kind of goes across the board for like NFL, NBA, all like kind of professional cheerleaders and dancers, is whatever color hair they set you in. Some people have to change their hair when they make the team, but whatever color hair they either accept you on the team as or change you to, you cannot change at all. You have to stay that way. Because they need an even ratio of like blondes, brunettes.
Okay, so they're trying to.
It's a very like superficial kind of like on the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't want like 20 brunettes on a team. You need like variety.
You want to switch it up.
So yeah, they don't like that. And like whenever we would take pictures, you can't like I could never stand next to another blonde. Like there had to be a brunette in between us or someone to break that.
It was kind of calculated.
It's very calculated. But it made sense.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
And you were with the Devils 2 years?
2 years.
2 seasons.
Yes. Which have you talked about this on here that they've taken away the dancers?
No, I haven't. It's I'm actually kind of bummed out about it.
Super bummed out about it.
So the New Jersey Devils, which if you look around here, we have a freaking shrine in here. We're the
Still
biggest.
a loyal fan. Still a loyal fan.
Oh yeah. So new ownership moved in last year.
Yep.
And they've axed the Devil's Dancers. Which
I didn't know that. That's so sad.
And a kind of cruel way. I mean, I obviously wasn't on the team when it happened, but they did it so late in the game that the majority of the girls couldn't even audition for another team that summer.
Yeah, that sucks.
All dance team auditions are in the summer, and they pretty much normally the Devils auditions are in August, and I think they told them like pretty much August 1st, which by then all the other teams' auditions have gone. So all those girls who were working,
so they got screwed,
are out of that job.
Wow,
really kind of like cruel. And I think they knew for a really long time that they weren't going to keep them. So I feel like that's
like they had the inkling. Oh, okay, so they could have said something a little earlier.
Yeah, I think so. But
did you enjoy your experience?
I loved it. It was a life-changing experience. I grew as a person. I grew as a dancer. I loved my teammates. I loved the team. It was amazing. Once I cure my autoimmune disease, I would go back to dancing in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
In a heartbeat. That's actually what drives me to.
I was always a fan. I had Kevin had bought season tickets. I think in 09 and 010.
It's just the energy is so amazing.
I thought it was cool, and I during the games, like they were the main focus for during breaks.
Yeah,
they were very. Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do now? I mean, there's such a focus.
They're having I forget what they're calling it, but kind of like an entertainment crew where it's like basically like a bunch of people dressed in t-shirts who will like throw t-shirts and like kind of rev up the crowd, and it's going to be men and women, and they even offered some of the dancers that job.
Yeah, it's not
or
the
like
same.
To interview it for it,
Yeah.
but it's literally like then you're just it's not at all the same. It's
Did you ever notice how nuts people go over like a freaking free T-shirt? Like it's crazy, right?
Yes, it's crazy.
I've seen fights break out.
It was really cool when we had to throw them because we felt like you had so much power. Everyone wanted to get your attention.
Did you felt power throwing out T-shirts?
Felt so much power.
The power.
The sad part was my throw is not that great, so
I don't think anybody cared.
I only had a limited range of like who I could reach.
I don't think anybody cared. But
I'm sure the far people who wanted it cared a little bit.
Yeah. Now you told me there were very strict rules.
Yes.
While you worked there, I think the biggest one that stood out was you were allowed absolutely no interaction with the players.
Oh my god,
absolutely
not.
So
strict. It's so strict.
None. Like you couldn't even look at them.
Okay, so for those of you who know Prudential Center, it's like a big oval down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And so there's like the side door entrance where the players and we come in, but we come in probably like 4 hours before the game would start. So when you walk in, you could either go like through the hallway. I forget what they called it, but it was like I don't know, it was like the short way to go, which would inevitably walk by the players' locker rooms, and that would be the short way to get to our old dressing room. But instead, they made us walk all the way around the freaking oval.
Oh, right.
So
You were basically running, the oval, like you're basically going, around the other way.
Yeah. So you went 3/4 around instead of a quarter of the way, because they didn't even want us like walking. And we were told that if we were walking down in that oval, which is where all like the behind the scenes happens, and if we saw a player, it was our job to immediately turn around and walk the other way.
Right.
That if we were ever caught even conversing with a player, it was our heads gone in a second.
Did that ever happen? Not where you conversed, where you had to turn around?
Never happened on our team.
Like, oh crap, that's
I've seen a few players like every now and then. We see them walk by, and like even they know. Like there's like that skittish moment where like you lock eyes, and then you know it's wrong.
It's like, oh crap.
And it's like, and you weirdly like look away and look at the floor. It's like, there's something in there that you want to look back just to cross that line.
It's like, oh my God, Zach Parise just looked at me. Like, I'm done. It's over.
My favorite. There was a really tall one that was my favorite. I can't remember names.
Yeah, Brian Ralston.
No,
Parise,
name some more.
And,
no, he was really cute. You would know me.
It's probably David Clarkson.
Yes.
Was it David Clarkson?
I love David Clarkson.
David Clarkson was a brawler.
I can say it now. I love David Clarkson.
Yeah, he's. I think he's playing for the Maple Leafs now or something.
I loved David Clarkson, and I saw him one day in the hallways, like my dream come true, and I couldn't even look at him.
Did that rule apply outside of the arena?
Yes.
If you saw David Clarkson
especially outside, like in a bar or something like that, oh my goodness, that's part of the reason that like they didn't want any. I understand the rule. They didn't want any negative social media to go out there. So if some random person were to take a picture on their iPhone of a Devil's Dancer and David Clarkson sitting at a bar, they could sell that to the media, and the media can write a whole story about how David Clarkson's cheating on his wife with this girl, blah blah, and it's not even that whole thing. So they just no interaction, can't even see them, can't talk to them or anything. I know the Devils were more strict than any other team, because I know like the Knicks or like the Dallas Cowboys, like they do appearances with the players and things like that. But the Devils are such a family-oriented organization, which I very much respect. And they really
I wonder where that rule came from. It came down from like Vanderbeek, the owner, or
there was
or
the
Lou.
Rule came from. The rule came from, I believe it was.
I could see Lou. The GM, I see.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't based on the Devils. It's a whole national. It's like based on the whole dance cheerleader, like professional athlete sort of thing. I believe it was a Nets dancer that started dating a Nets player,
right? And
they had a whole affair, and they were even set to get married. And then last second, I believe he sent her an email calling it off,
right? And
it just blew up in the news, and like everywhere, the Nets organization was completely defamed by this like slander, and it was a big deal. And I think from that point on, every professional team said no dating, no contact, no, kind of put their foot down with it. But yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, so somebody ruined it for everybody. That's why you're not dating Clark. That's why David Clarkson's not your boyfriend right now.
Well, he was married to begin with, so he was never set to. He was never meant to be.
Right.
Sadly. But yeah.
Yeah. Are you a hockey fan yourself?
I am a hockey fan.
Did they make you take a test or anything? I mean,
no, they didn't. Which I know some teams do, which would make me very nervous, because I have become sports fans by dancing for teams.
Right.
So since I danced for basketball in college, I'm a huge basketball fan because I understand the sport from dancing for them.
Right.
Because my family's not very sports oriented. My dad is, but my mom has no clue. She's foreign. Just being real. It's her birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Sonia.
Yes.
Sonia. Happy birthday.
Yes. And then I learned hockey through dancing for hockey. So my last one is football, which if I was to be quizzed on it right now, I could only tell you there's 100 yards on the field.
All right. But, if you become...
some people get that wrong. Just saying.
Yes, not you. Not you.
I know it.
Got that one. Nailed it.
But yeah.
So, were you able to watch the games?
Oh my God, absolutely.
Okay,
we only danced when there was like a timeout,
right?
Or when there was
or like a TV timeout, or the stoppage in play.
We had to know what type of timeout it was in hockey to know what type of dance we were going to do. We had things called like snippets, silence, things like that. So we had to know what was going on. We knew that like when the red light went on was like, so we had to know the game to understand what we were going to do next completely.
Right.
So that made it cool because we got really, really into it, especially when the Rangers came to play. Got really
Rangers.
heated and excited. There's a Rangers Devils game tonight. No,
There is right now. Yeah,
are you
preseason.
stalking it?
I'm doing even more important than hockey to me is podcasting, but just barely. I'm DVRing. I'll watch it. It's preseason.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad it's back though.
Yes.
I'm glad it's back. And I have a hockey buddy to go to games with, which is your father.
Yeah.
So you're going to the games with your father.
That
like,
makes him so happy.
couple,
But he
like, 2
only
years
wants
ago.
to go when they're winning. He's not quite a loyal fan.
Yeah,
he's a
so-
loyal fan, but he's just like, I'm not. He's a very practical person. So
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not driving all that way.
Yeah.
He's like, I'd rather watch at home.
Right. Although I've driven him a couple times.
Oh, he likes it when he has company, but he would never do
Yeah.
it alone. So yeah,
It's no. I mean, going to sporting events alone isn't that fun.
No.
I've done it, but
it's terrible.
it's not that.
Though when you go to a sporting event, you're really not alone because everyone's like, Ming.
I mean, not
know
back.
you
Not
are.
back in the day.
My dad still brags about how he got like the side star treatment.
Oh,
just
okay.
by being your
Can we
buddy.
tell this story? So me and your dad go to a game last season.
Yeah.
And I get a text from a dude I know who works in the front office. He does like youth outreach and he handles like sweet ticket sales. And he's like, hey, you're coming out. Can you meet me like on the upper level? I want to ask you a question. So me and your dad roll up there. And he was like, hey, man, do you have time right now? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, we want you to cut like a Let's Go Devils chant that we want to run on the Jumbotron tonight. And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll do it.
Wait,
of course.
did they have your like video or was it just like the chant?
It's video.
Oh my
they
god, I
videoed
didn't
it.
even know that.
So they had a whole setup thing, but they wanted to do it in the front office. So we get led down into like the inner, like the front office, like the inner workings, and starts introducing me and your dad to like all the
Yeah.
people in there, and he's like, "Oh, the owners are right there," and this dude does this, and
Starry-eyed.
You have no idea.
yeah.
Did my dad say one word during this whole thing?
Nah, he was cordial.
Barely.
He was cordial.
That's my father. He's just like an observer. Like he's just like that parrot that sits on your shoulder and watches everything.
Very-
but he's taking it all in,
yeah,
and you
very
have no idea
astute
how much he chatted
observer.
about it when he got home.
So they had this. It was a cow statue with the Devils logos all
cow.
over it.
Because naturally.
And their whole setup was like, hey, will you feed this cow a hockey puck and then kind of act like you're aware the camera's in your face and just be like, hey, what are you doing? Stop watching me. Let's go Devils. Like I'm screaming.
That's really cool.
And the first take I did it, I was like, let's go Devils. Like, no, dude, get crazy. Like starts frothing at the mouth, like go nuts.
Frothing.
And I want to do it. Like
Do you have a video of it?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's on-
god.
yeah, I'll show it to you.
You have to show me that. That's fabulous.
I wanna go nuts, but I see your dad over there, and I don't know why, but I'm like, I got really nervous, sort of, and I'm like,
he has that effect on people.
I don't know why.
Grown up with him.
Excuse me, but yeah, so I had to do like
He's actually a
5.
big marshmallow deep down.
Really?
Just rarely comes out.
Yeah, I don't know why that was holding me back. I was just like, it was like this was a man I really respected, so I didn't want to go, act like a nut in front of him, maybe. But so it took me like 5 takes. But
That's
the
fine.
last
He's
one,
used to me being a nut all day long.
okay. But the last one I went nuts.
And that's the one
That's
they used.
That's the one they used.
They were like, Ming and cut.
So afterwards, they're like, "Hey, do you want to watch from the owner's box?" Like we had tickets like on the lower level.
You're like,
but,
nah, man, I got better
but
tickets.
they were watching the owner's box, and I look over him and it's like, "Hey, you want to we'll hang out there for a period or And he was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So we get
Find something
Oh
better
yeah,
to do.
sure, sure.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
I
so
think I have time for that. It's fine.
yeah, so we get in there and we're in the owner's box for the first period, and like some of the big players come out, like Ken Danico was there.
Yes. I've met Danica. They let me meet alumni. Danica's
Alumni, yeah, okay.
really nice.
Danico's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's really cool.
He likes the ladies.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's good looking. He's still
he's
like
got it. Yeah.
huge.
Huge.
Yeah, and yeah, some
else
of
did I meet? I
the
met
some of the
another
alumni,
one,
like Grant Marshall, was
That's
up
what I
there,
meant.
and
Thank you.
like Jim Dowd. Like these dudes have all won Stanley Cups. So
Yes. I saw Grant Marshall actually teaching kids how to play hockey for a hot
Yeah.
second. My first promo ever was down in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
They were doing a whole thing. Grant Marshall was cool.
yeah, he's a cool guy.
Props to Grant Marshall.
And yeah, so we were sitting, I'm sitting up there. We're talking about the game going on in front of us with Ken Danico. It was cool. It was cool. Well, we moved after the first period. We're like, all right, this is good. We had a taste.
We got it.
We had a taste.
My dad was probably jumping out of his skin. Which
I couldn't tell if he was.
which means he's jumping out of his skin. you can never tell.
Sitting there quietly, that means he's dying.
If he's
inside.
sitting and there's that's just the smallest curl of the
I think I saw that.
that means jackpot.
I think I saw that.
You have to learn how to decode my father, which is taking me like I want to say it's taking me like 21 years.
I'm learning.
I'm 26 people, just so you know.
Yeah. All right.
5 years of solid stability.
All right, look over here. Smile. I'm going to upload this shot, but here, look over here. Give me a big smile. Okay, cool. Thank you. So part of your job back then was fan interaction.
Oh, that was the best part. Meeting the kids was the best part too. They were the best.
I can imagine. What about the adults though? Was that so much fun?
Yeah, I actually
silence crickets.
Yeah,
you hesitated. That's cool.
Yeah,
I think between periods, you had to you would take photos with them.
No one was like kind of sassy to us. I'm talking.
So I know.
Because most of the time we were just standing in front of our like little section.
You had a platform,
and people would just come take pictures of us. And for the most part, everyone was like really great. And normally it's just like someone comes in, hops in the line, takes a picture, and they're out. Yes. So like there's not much like talking.
We got some like creepy dude who was like, hey.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like that's where my mind first went. I was like, do I have any creepy stories? But I really, pretty much everyone was like really respectful.
Well, I think the thing is when you're like there's like 8 of you or 10 of you to one. It was like, dude, don't screw this up.
Yeah, and everyone for the most part who like came to take a picture with us or really came to that part of the stadium, like they liked us. So
yeah,
the fans were great.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like I know how dudes are. I know how male hockey fans are. So
especially when you mix alcohol into it. But I swear, I don't have a bad experience. I can't even like recall one. So everything was super positive.
Right on.
Yeah,
you know.
That's cool. The promo appearances. So you did stuff outside of dancing during games.
My favorite promo appearance, my top 2 favorites. The first one was Atlantic City, so they sent us all the way down to.
Was this for like store openings or like alcohol or?
No, this was to promote. They have a side team, right?
Like minor leagues, like the Albany Devils and
the Albany Devils. So we went to go promote them. Down Atlantic City. But my favorite promotion that we ever did was in Rockefeller Center in New York City, and they sent it was me and the other like fan favorite Ashley.
Oh, the redhead. Oh, yeah. That. When I was talking about creepy dudes, I was talking about us.
Oh,
like
she's a
me,
fan favorite. She was the only redhead.
Me and Sunday Jeff and Brian Johnson, and not so much Walt, but we were always like, what?
She was the diehard fan favorite.
We were kind of like, is that redhead over there?
And she's also the sweetest girl. Sweetest girl. So they sent both of us, and then there was also two Islanders Ice Girls. No, maybe there was like 3 or 4. Maybe there was 3. And then I think they had some other people, and basically it was a whole fan interaction promoting a bunch. It wasn't even like Devils related, but they had like a whole thing promoting like soccer and hockey and something else. And so for the hockey portion of it, they wanted some of the NHLs.
Yeah. Okay, it's like you were representing.
Yes.
Like representing.
That was really, really cool. It was a lot of fun. I got to drive like a simulated like NASCAR sort of like
cool.
what the driver's actually like test pilot or whatever to learn how to drive for NASCAR. And I actually did really well. They told me, they were like, are you sure you're in the right profession? Like I literally like was one of the fastest people all night.
You could be like the next Danica Patrick.
Cow. Yeah, I know. Next Danica.
It's not too late.
It's not too late, except
I've seen you drive that Benzo you have. It's a little dangerous.
Yeah, my friends will attest it's sometimes a little crazy.
just be careful. But I guess it's in your blood. If it's in your blood, then
I guess so. Maybe. I really think, Christine will attest, one of my best friends.
Yes.
She would attest. There was one time that we were driving in the city and we're running really late for a show. And I, professional taxi drivered it all the way to the show. And we made it just 5 minutes
bobbing,
late.
weaving. You didn't hit any pedestrians.
You have no idea how fancy my driving was. I practically drove on the sidewalk and, got us there.
So fancy, guys.
Okay.
But yeah, so must have been a past life.
Amazing.
Amaze.
Totes amaze.
What do you think? There's all these stories coming out, lawsuits from other professional sports dancers.
Yeah.
About the pay that they didn't think that they're getting paid for appearances. They're not getting paid for things.
The pay's not the best.
Right. But I mean, you strike me as someone who did it because you loved it.
Did it because I loved it. I mean, the pay was still good. They still pay you, but honestly, and depending on which team you go to, they pay you more for things.
Right.
But yeah, you definitely can't make a full-time job out of it.
No.
Definitely not. Pretty much everyone who's on a professional dance team or cheerleading team, you have to work at least a part-time job inside. Right. A lot of people are in school too.
Did they outline this before you got in there?
About pay?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. You audition not knowing the pay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but they tell you after you make the team. But it's a pretty
general standard across the board that what dancers get paid per game. It's just a matter of like how much they'll pay you per practice or per promo or stuff like that differs. Right. And then it's like how many practices do you have a week? And so that's how it differs.
So you kind of do your own math.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know what you knew what you were getting into. I guess some of these other ladies didn't.
And when
perhaps
when I was dancing, I was like a little baby coming out of college. I didn't even know what the heck was going on.
Right.
Like money was the last thing I cared about at that moment, you know? At the time, my parents were not so supportive of this like professional dance career. So when I told them coming out of college that I wanted to audition for dance teams and not get like a, you know,
like an office job,
legit job that they thought was appropriate for me.
Right.
I remember my dad actually telling me, he was like, all right, he's like, have your fun, audition this summer.
It's
he
like,
was like, if you don't make a team, it's done. Like, be done with it. and you know, and like his very serious, like, you know, when he says something like that's for real.
Yeah.
And so, so I was really lucky that I made the Devils, because if I hadn't, it wouldn't have even been in the cards.
Right.
You know, but now it's come full circle, and now they've kind of really fully accepted that they're not going to get the child that I think they thought they wanted. So,
I think they got something better, my friend.
I think so too. We'll see if they agree. But yeah.
I think they got something better.
They were definitely surprised, I think. You know, to give some backstory, my dad is Indian, my mom is Croatian,
right.
And I was raised, you know, the shy little timid, you know, brunette academician, let's say.
Right. You double majored at NYU, for God's sakes. You're freaking brilliant.
Econ and math, brilliant over here.
I'm being serious. Not a very small percentage of the population has done that. So.
Yes, let's say that. So I think they bred. You can stereotype. I was raised to be like an Indian daughter. So I was like this shy, brown-haired, you know, mathematician who my parents were breeding to be like a lawyer or a doctor or something along the lines. And instead they got this blonde dancer.
Well, now a blonde dancer runner.
Exactly. They got one more thing out of that. So yeah. But yeah, as much as I joke, they actually are very supportive. I just like to. I
know that. I've talked to your dad at length. He's very proud.
Oh, that's so nice.
He's very proud. I know he was. Yeah, I think he may have said like he was wary in the beginning, or maybe you told me that.
That's an understatement.
I think he was more worried about you. They
just don't understand it. That's the thing, is that they come from a world where like this doesn't happen.
Right.
So like I understand that they're just trying to provide the best that any parent wants. They're providing what they think they know best for their child,
right.
And you know, but sometimes children want to go.
Well, I think he was more worried about you being like objectified, and maybe
we never talked about this.
I mean, we didn't really talk about it either, but I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, did that come up at all though?
I was actually no, we don't talk about things like that in my family.
Okay, neither do me and my family.
Not discussed.
Like that. I don't know if you said there was an episode where I had to wear a Speedo for the show. Like I don't talk about that with my dad.
We don't discuss.
I had to wear Wonder Woman underoos once for the show. We don't talk about that either. My parents are very proud, by the way.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, my dad has said nothing. And I'm actually very surprised at how much he said nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Make that a sentence.
Well, no, I think as far as the Devils dancers they're very conservative compared to a lot of the league. If you look at the Islanders, Ice Girls, a little more revealing, I would say, their outfits.
I know, like I believe there's like a Miami team.
Oh yeah,
the Miami Heat is pretty.
I actually wanted to bring this up.
Talented, but that's
the Panthers. Yeah, the Panthers had a ice. They're called the Ice Girls.
Yeah.
I was friends with the dude who worked in the front office, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm sending you some of the calendars." I'm like, "Okay, thanks." And I'd gotten a Devil's Dancer calendar. Actually, you're October 2011. Which means I have it hanging up in my office.
So does my dad, which I look nothing like my father. So one of his coworkers came in and was like, "Dude, what's going on here?"
Dude, he has
like the whole poster, and he was like, "That's my daughter."
It's like, dude, this is like a little inappropriate.
Hashtag awkward.
It's a little inappropriate, don't you think? Dude's like, dude, that's my daughter. Like, back off.
Back off.
So I'd gotten it's you and your uniforms
Yes.
for the calendar.
Which that calendar was literally like we didn't even pose for it. Those are like just our headshots that we took for the team.
Yeah.
And they just threw it together because we were doing a promo with Subway.
Right.
And Subway.
I remember I
made
got my
those for
Subway
us.
coupons on the bottom.
That's right. But yeah, so that wasn't we weren't even aware that was happening.
Yeah.
One day we had a calendar. We're like, that's great.
Like, what month am I? Okay, cool. October
Exactly.
2011.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But so he sent me up he was like, well, I'll send you some of the Panthers calendars. I looked at it and they're all in like bikini, like it's very Miami though.
Well, you know, like the
Miami.
Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders do that too.
Yeah, but they're
my
in
absolute favorite team.
bikinis and like they're like, I'm like, whoa.
Yes.
And you know, I think we got like two. Me and Brian Johnson are fighting over them. We're like, no, I saw we're like pulling on it. We rip it in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my dad would be fine with it. He's like aware of what happens now. So honestly, it's my mom that's a little bit way more conservative than my father, believe it or not. It's really my mom that I think would be the one to though honestly they wouldn't say anything. They know at this point.
Yeah.
They know it's like, you know, sexy dancing. You know.
Right.
So whatever. I love it. It makes women feel attractive. Maybe we should end this conversation.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's enough said. Did you get to keep the uniforms?
No. Because every year that you don't go back, like they recycle the
Right.
same old like 18 to 20 uniforms. So no, I didn't get to keep
Okay.
it.
We had a running joke with Wall Flying, the biggest Devils fan I know, and I was like, dude, maybe we get one of those for your wife. Like you take it home and like we had this whole running joke that we were cracking each other up. We were making ourselves laugh one night, trying to. Then we were trying to figure out how we could get one. And
It's pretty simple. I mean, it's just a red dress with one shoulder.
Right.
And then the things that you think are boots are actually leg warmers.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of fans were confused by that. They were like, where'd you get the boots? We're
Is
like,
that the,
"They're leg warmers."
Is that dude? Not about
Mystery solved.
Were they?
People are like,
Did
"Are
you
you
really?
cold?"
Is that the kind of feedback you got? Where they were confused?
Maybe this was my mother. Maybe this
Oh,
is
okay. Okay, so I didn't think they were fans.
I don't know if I had an in-depth conversation with a fan about this. But yeah, the biggest question we get is, well, for people who don't know, they're like,
Right.
where do you dance? Which obviously we're on, like the Section 16.
Yes.
And then the second question was like, are you cold? And
Really?
Yeah.
That's a big question.
people ask, are you cold? And we're like, hell no, we're sweating.
Yeah.
It's really hot. A lot of the times we take the pom-poms and it would like create some air friction.
Right.
And then we'd be like, oh.
Okay, not the big sheet of ice in front of you.
No, it's cold. It's really hot.
I know that
When
you're
dancing
you're
constantly.
literally constantly moving for
Yeah.
like up to 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, we look like kind of, like we should be cold, but we're not. So,
That's too. Do you ever have any like embarrassing moments or?
yeah.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to.
That's reaction.
So as a dancer, I'm probably one of the clumsiest people you'll ever meet.
You? No.
So this is actually how I ended my second season. I think I sprained my ankle again.
Stop doing it.
I know. I don't remember. It's hard to say. But yeah, I think I sprained my ankle. So we were in the locker room, and in the locker room for us, there was like a big TV like up on the side.
Yeah.
And I was sitting like closest to it, and we had like folding chairs to sit in. And my coach was like, "Oh, AJ, can you turn off the TV because we were about to like start prepping and going through for whatever, doing like our pregame ritual."
Right.
Because normally we come in, you do your makeup, and you have your own time. We just chat and have fun. But now we're getting serious. So I was like, "Yeah, sure." So
Wait, so it was kind of like game time.
it's game time.
Kind of like the players.
It's literally like 30 to 40 minutes before game is about to
right,
start.
and it's like you
Yeah.
change. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in uniform, hair, makeup done. We're about ready to go, whatever. I get up on this folding chair, and I'm straddling it side to side, so like I'm facing perpendicular to it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so I'm standing on it, and I go to reach to turn off the TV.
Right.
And all of a sudden I feel a little wobbly. I'm like, oh.
It's giving way. Okay.
Yeah, like I feel it shake a little bit, but I get it, and I'm like, we're good. Hit the TV.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, boom, like my left foot completely, like the chair folds in on itself. My left ankle rolls. I fall off the back of the chair. It was like in slow motion. I was like, oh, like whatever.
Like you could. It was like you were watching yourself.
I guess so.
Okay.
And I literally start falling over the chair backwards. And I mean, it's not that high, but we had like a bucket of ice water where we put our water bottles.
Yes.
And I literally fell like seat first, bam, into the bucket of water. Which
Did you get stuck in the bucket?
I was not stuck in the bucket. It was a big rectangular bucket.
Okay.
Only like 4 inches tall, but it was super cold.
Right.
And literally as it happened, like all my teammates were like, oh, AJ, like, oh my God. And my first thought, I kid you not, was, oh my God, my uniform is wet. Like, how am I going to dance? And I'm like freaking out, and I get up and I'm fine. But like my uniform, and like we're just trying to dry off the dress or whatever. My coach is like cracking up. And I don't even realize, like, in this whole thing that, like, my ankle has been rolled. And so, literally, like, I'm, like, feeling it, and, like, I'm rolling it out, and it's like, okay. And I went on to dance on it halfway through the game, and I want to say by the third period, I couldn't even stand on it. And they took me off, and they had me, like, walking around the stadium to do, like, promo work. And from that moment on, I was out for the rest of the season. But... so yeah, I was out on
wow,
injury.
like season-ending injury.
Season-ending ankle injury. So this is like redemption.
Yeah.
This is like complete running a race on my other sprained ankle. Redemption for 2 years ago.
I think you've earned it.
I think I've come back.
Speaking of the race, my goal was to try to run with you guys as much as possible. I wanted to be able to. My goal was to witness you guys finish across the finish line, which I did.
That was a really cool.
When you cross that, when you saw the line, when you crossed, what was your first thought?
I was like, where's Ming and Sam?
Really?
Yeah. I was like, I wonder if they're in the crowd somewhere.
We were there. We were
there listening to the guy being like, you guys need to move. Did you run 13 miles, sir?
There was a dude trying to get us to move, and I'm like, I'm not moving, dude.
It was like,
I'm
we
not
paid
moving.
$100 to run this, and we just ran 13 miles, so carry on.
Yeah.
He gave no names, and he didn't make eye contact. He's like, you can't stand here and wait for your friends.
He was talking about us.
He was talking about us the whole time. Like, he'd be like, I won't tell you again. I'm going to have security escort you guys out. Like, we were like, security? What are you talking about?
Yeah, she broke down.
What?
She broke down. She broke down crying.
You were crying?
It was
like
awesome.
Jen Stanley did.
It was like tears of happiness, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. I think that would have happened for me had I the entire time I was like, I felt I had to keep checking myself because my rule, since my doctor told me I can't like fully exert myself, my rule for running was that I could never run. This is the rule I set for myself, that I would never run fast enough that I would start breathing through my mouth.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted to keep it like really calm.
That's why
like,
a great
I don't know if you guys remembered, like every time we would kind of come into a line, I would sometimes like fall back because it would be me catching myself. Right. And I'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You have to calm it down. Don't be a hero.
That's a great technique, though.
Well, I think that's why I'm not feeling like dead.
Yeah.
Today. Adrenal, like, wise.
Right.
You know, I'm not having like a bad, because if you remember, I took those dance classes that one time in the city, and it was so much fun. I felt great in the dance classes.
Yeah, and then after.
But then for a week after, I paid for it so hard. Like, I was literally like down in the dumps, like so tired. Because my body just couldn't, like, it was too much for my adrenals to process at this time. So I think I did smart, as smart as it is to run, given this
13 miles.
But I told my doctor, and my doctor was really happy. She's like, I'm glad it's over.
I'm glad you didn't kill yourself.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm shocked. I was really envisioning all the worst case scenarios that could have happened.
Right
but
on.
yeah.
So, now that done and over with, you were a little recovered. Would you do it again? I asked her the same question.
I actually would.
Yeah?
In the moment when I was feeling...
Like right after it
Sam
sucked.
and I completely like downward spiraled.
Yeah.
Like we crossed the finish line and it was like fun and dandy. Oh, let's stretch. A little bit better. Let's get a banana. Okay, fine. And then it was like completely like head in hands, like about to vomit. Like we need to get back to the hotel. This is so much walking.
So much crashing.
It was the most quiet walk, somber walk. I've never I don't think I've walked so far in my life with my head straight down to the ground.
Right.
Like, yeah, it was bad.
You guys need to eat before the race. Just you don't have to take this advice.
Let's take it one step further. Okay. We need to actually wake up in time for the race.
Okay. Yes. That's okay. Step number one: wake up.
One step even more further.
No, we need
know when the race starts.
Right.
Know when the race starts.
My rule, this is just me. My rule of thumb is to be at the starting line an hour before the race starts.
Oh, well, we missed that.
Yeah,
we were not there.
That's usually my rule of thumb.
Do the people know the story?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, about how it was.
Oh, wonderful.
It was literally 7:15.
So then this is relevant.
Race starts at 8. You were like, I'll be done in 45 minutes. I'm like, okay. Listen, you're cutting it a little close.
Well, you texted us, and I was like, Ming texted us.
Yeah.
I was like, he's really early.
But I wasn't. I was kind of late.
Well, according to your rule, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you came just in time for your rule.
Right.
Too bad for us. We were going to go, like, all out. Like, we had so many plans for, like, how we were going to get ready, and it just didn't suffice.
Yeah. You just scramble a little bit.
Yeah, speaking of scramble, we didn't.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to keep you guys in line, I guess. mean, you guys keep you in line. The problem is if you're looking to me to keep you in line, you're in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah. Not really one to. Yeah. Not really
What
one
does
to
that
be.
say about us?
I don't know.
Well, you didn't really look for me. I kind of volunteered, so.
Well, thank God you decided to meet us at the hotel.
That just kind of happened. That wasn't my intention, but I happened to be walking by.
Yeah.
I feel like had he not been there, we would have been like on our merry way, strolling down. The race would have started. We probably would have just like hopped into Corral 20 as they were like crossing the start line.
Right, or you just would have jumped in at some point.
You know.
Yeah.
We would have been all messed up. We would have been frazzled. We
Super
would
frazzled.
have gotten that awesome like pre-race shot. You know,
Oh, I gotta look for those. We have
right
our
now.
regular photos.
It is so hashtag. That was like
right.
that was the statement of the weekend.
The whole thing.
It's so real right now. It's so real.
We'd be crossing the finish line and we're like, it's so real right now.
So real.
Well, you did it, especially it was very inspiring. I know you guys set this goal a while ago, and you trained, and you both weren't able to train optimally.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But
Bi-coastal training.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do another one and really train properly.
Well, here's the thing.
exactly what I said,
There's that. There's two. You've run this one. You have a time. So now you have a time to kind of beat.
I'm really excited about it because my time's pretty slow, so I'm pretty sure I can beat it. All I have to do is run the whole thing, and I can beat it.
even if you beat it, then you kind of measure how much you beat it by, and then you just kind of go from there.
Yeah. No, I have thought about this to myself because this is probably me and like one of like my lowest like health points, like autoimmune disease.
Yeah, and you freaking ran a half marathon.
And I ran a half marathon. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. And I was like saying to Sam, I was like, the word of the day is gratitude. Like I'm in full gratitude for like what my body has been able to accomplish and things like that, given circumstances. And I was like, I would love to then go and run one when this is all over with and I'm at like my peak and it's like autoimmune disease gone and see the difference. You know, that would probably be the moment that I cry. Because that would be accomplishment.
There you go.
Know? That would be cool.
We hope to be there.
I'll do one of those like because I said so. Thanks for that.
Because I said I would.
And I'll give it to both of you.
Okay.
So I get twofold back.
we hope to be there when you do that.
Well, since I'm giving you the cards, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, we might not be there, but we hope to be there when you cross that line.
We were thinking about running Seawees. But
Seawees is the Lululemon half marathon. The Lululemon, the athletic wear company. The problem with that one is it sells out within like 2 hours.
It sold out in like 10 minutes.
That really wasn't the problem. We just didn't sign up for it.
Ming texted me at like noon
I did.
Los Angeles time.
Yeah, I was like,
and he
listen,
was
I was like, I think we missed it.
we missed it.
We missed
I was
it.
like, yeah.
We decided it was really expensive.
It's really expensive. It's
a lot of money.
destination-y.
It is, but this is why I do it. Like, I like to travel, so why not combine the two?
Yeah, except I would get fired.
We're poor.
You got time.
We got time.
We got time.
You got
time.
You got time. You want to do it Maui? It was on Maui. I just put
Maui.
I just put Maui
Sounds
on my
hot.
list.
Like temperature-wise?
Yes, what otherwise? Sounds like attractive men will be there.
And if you ever
Kind of does.
Maybe some women do.
and if you ever want to do a full, I'll be there if you want.
I could see it happening one day.
Here's the thing.
I'll be at the finish line cheering you on. with the sign that says worst parade ever.
I mean,
No, my favorite is y'all are really good at exercise.
Y'all are really good.
I know.
Thank you, sign man. Who holds
Yeah, I saw another one. As I run faster, I just farted. There was a kid holding it too. It was pretty funny. But I know everybody says this, but like if I can do it, you guys can totally do it. A full. Like anybody who knows me from
quiet work, man.
anyone knows me from back in the day. Like I was freaking butterball, like clocking like a lot of weight, eating Taco Bell every day.
I didn't know that.
Like yeah.
What was the switch?
The switch was I think after I got married, I started working out hardcore with my wife. That helped out a lot.
That's awesome. What'd you guys do?
We just ate better and worked out like
That's awesome.
a lot. We go to the gym. Like we made a point to go to the gym for at least some portion of every day.
That's awesome. Were you running back then?
I wasn't running initially, and then one day I decided to just hop on the treadmill and see if I could do 10 minutes.
You were like, this looks cool.
It didn't. No, I wasn't. I was just like, this looks like it sucks. That's why I haven't done it already. But I'll see if I can do it.
Yeah.
So I ran 10 minutes. I survived that. Upped it to 15, 20.
Yeah.
And
it's literally the first 2 weeks of running that are the hardest.
Yeah. It really is. You just got to keep at it.
Yeah. And then you like kind of break that threshold.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of okay.
Yeah, and then
You step it a little bit more every time and you're good.
and once I hit 30 minutes, it was about 3 miles. I was like, wait, that's a 5K.
Yeah.
And one
And then
day,
it just like kind of snowballs.
one day I decided, I was like, if I can do this on a treadmill, I should try it outside during like I should just sign for a race, just see if I could do it. And
I used to be a very religious treadmill runner. Like would not step outside.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm a very OCD. Like I like to control like things in my life.
Right.
Or at least know what's happening around me.
Yeah.
And the treadmill seemed very like I knew what pace I was running. It was always even. I knew I was constantly running that pace. This is the mathematician talking. This is why. This is like I like numbers.
There's
I like
NYU,
knowing.
there's NYU
Yeah, I like
mathematician coming
knowing
out.
stuff like that. And so running outside was like, which is weird because we ran cross country. But
Yeah.
like now, like
I like never ran on the treadmill. Like
Yeah.
I was just like a woods girl. Like,
oh my god,
in
I
the
loved
woods.
the treadmill. And now I never ran on the treadmill once training for this half marathon.
Yeah.
And now it's completely flipped where I'm like, oh hell no, I definitely
you gotta be
prefer
outside.
to yeah
Yeah.
completely.
So I just started running smaller races. I didn't go distance until I met some of your colleagues at Lululemon who decided to train for a half marathon. I jumped in with them,
That's awesome.
and that's when I did my first
Really?
one. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who'd you run with?
I ran with our friend Lauren Brunelli
Oh my god, that was
And,
her race. No freaking way.
and our friend Jody.
Okay.
My friend Roxanne, who used
So
to
how
work
was
there.
your first half marathon?
It was good. It was pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I trained. I had a 6-week window to train. I
Yeah.
trained fairly religiously, even
Yeah.
though it was like really cold out.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I mean it was painful, but I didn't stop.
Yeah. Do you feel like they get better after your
They get
first
better.
one?
They definitely
because
get better.
now you've run it.
They
so
definitely get better.
That's what I figured.
It really is mental. Like if you put in your mind you're going to run 5K, then you'll run 5K and you'll feel like crap at the end of it.
right.
So if you put in your mind you're going to run 13, you'll run the 13.
Right. And I think the hardest part about the first one was like I think the longest we've both run before was 10.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I mean,
3
you know what it
miles.
feels like
But
you-
now we've run 13.
Yeah.
We've covered 13
Right.
miles.
You have that
distance.
confidence. You kind of know like time-wise and distance-wise how long it is. You kind of
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's going to suck near the end no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11 was a big mile. I was like, I did it. I did 11.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, you only have 2 more miles to go, so start going.
The hardest part of that course was running. Okay, you're gonna have to help me again. Running up the Squiggly River.
Schuylkill River.
The Schuylkill River.
It
She
might as
calls it
well.
the Squiggly River. The Schuylkill River.
It's literally like the same freaking view. It's like the same trees,
Yeah.
the same river,
Right.
And like, there's a part where you're like, I think I'm there. Because when you turn around,
Yeah.
Sam told it, it's like
Right.
you're at mile 9.
Yeah.
It's home stretch. And it's like it literally that bridge never ever came, and like there was a point where like we turned.
That's true. That bridge did
and
not
it looked,
come.
and I was like, but no.
Yeah,
That was
basically
the
we
hardest
ran
part.
up the right side of a river, and then the turnaround point was a bridge, this little
Yeah.
white iron bridge, and then you run back.
Yes.
And I agree, it was very boring.
I
but-
knew
Yeah.
I knew East Falls. I did a recording with Boy Wonder, the guy who
Yes.
was at the last mile
Stop,
marker.
yeah.
He recorded right at a studio, and we cut a song together. Right when you get like out of the woodsy part, and it's kind of like actual human like population over here, which is like right before the bridge. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, the bridge is coming now because I know where we are, and that's where like the cheer stations for Lululemon would be and like all that stuff.
I
So
was
like,
really sad Lululemon
I was really sad that they
That was a
weren't there.
real miss.
Yeah,
Sorry, Walnut Street.
sorry,
Missed.
Walnut Street.
Fail.
Yeah, I was waiting for them.
Really disappointed in you.
And whoa.
I'm not bitter.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bitter.
I think they definitely get easier, especially mentally, because
Yeah.
you're prepared. Like once you've done something, you're confident.
Yeah.
Your confidence builds up. So
We've been talking about like how we're going to keep running.
Yeah, because
All right,
now
well-
it's like,
This.
yeah, you know.
well, my friends.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Well, you're heading back in a few days, but if you're here, yeah, that which
Well, I
stings.
gotta cry for
Not a few days, but you've got over a week.
I got a week.
Got over a week. Now you're going to be here.
Yeah.
I'm running a half marathon in 2 weeks. Here at the Jersey Shore.
I can't do it.
Okay.
My doctor will kill
Okay,
me.
I know.
She'll
I'm just-
literally fly
I know.
here
I'm just
and
throwing it
murder
out there.
me. She will murder me in
I'm
my
just
sleep.
throwing it out there.
Talking about sleep, can I tell you that I took my brace off, my ankle brace,
All right.
in the middle of the night without even being aware of it? I am a like conscious sleeper in the sense that like if
Right.
I wake up in the middle of the night, I know what's going on. Like I know if I'm answering my phone or if I have to go to the bathroom or if I have to open the window or
Right.
something. I'm very aware that it happened. And literally this morning I woke up and my brace was sitting on my nightstand. And I
You're
was
like, how did this happen?
what the? It's like my body telling me that I'm healed. You don't need this stuff. Toss it.
All right, let's throw that out there. But yeah, you will. It gets more. It definitely gets easier from here on.
Oh, good.
Like you'll be traveling to another city. You'll find out there's a half marathon the
Yeah, I
next
feel
day,
like
and
we
you'll
should
jump
make
in
like
and run
a
it.
fun trip out of it. Now I want to do one that's a little bit more varied.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that we're not.
Well,
running
here's the thing.
on
You can.
river.
Here's the thing.
Squiggly river.
Squiggly river.
Here's the thing. You've
Wasn't
done
that
it.
squiggly? It was kind of straight.
You've done it.
Straight.
You know you can do it. You can pick any destination you want from here on.
Yeah, let's make something really cool.
You want to do Vegas? Do Vegas. You want to do Maui? Do Maui. You want to do
You know,
one of the.
I was talking about visiting her in March, and we were maybe going to go to Vegas.
We can just create a course. Just run our own half
What are the odds
marathon.
that there's a half marathon happening
little
in that
warm.
exact week?
A little warm there in March, but yeah. But
I
all
mean,
I'm saying is,
conveniently, there was a half marathon during my trip home. Because remember, this sort of fell into place because I was already singing in a wedding.
That's correct.
yeah, there's one. There's a Hollywood half marathon, which it's actually on my list. Which the starting line is like 2 blocks from where.
Yeah,
Sam
it
lives.
happened. It was.
I can't remember what month it's in. A friend of mine ran it, and it looked pretty cool.
But I remember walking out. I think I was going
I got
to Javista, where I always go, and I was walking down the street, and I was like, "No, Hollywood Boulevard's closed." There's like a runner. I was really late. It was really late in the day. There's like one person walking. Like, I like just woke up. I'm like, "What's going on in the world?" All the streets are closed. Surprise.
Let's see, Hollywood half marathon,
Hollywood
5K
Boulevard's
and
always
10K. I'm trying to find a date here.
Oh, can I tell you the worst part? My worst
You can
running
absolutely-
injury. The worst running side effect of this weekend was nothing to do with my ankle, nothing to do with my body
It was-
creaking. It was the chafing that my ankle brace caused
Right,
on
that's-
the top
that's-
of my ankle. Literally a whole layer of skin has come off, and it's like raw.
That's huge.
Aquaphor.
Look at this
like you mean
Band-Aid.
it.
Oh my god, look at this Band-Aid situation I've got going on right now.
Girl.
Yeah.
That's huge. I'm
legit.
very fortunate. A lot of men have they get nipple chafing. They actually sell these little things that you can stick on them. They're called nippets.
We would know about stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Well, luckily I don't suffer from this. I don't know why. I guess I like their iron or something.
Must be that
but,
like really sweet Lululemon gear you're wearing.
I believe it is. Yes.
Plug.
Yes.
Way to go. Raise right there.
A raise.
Yes.
Chip Wilson, that girl deserves
Yes. Give her.
more sense. Give her a
Very sound effect.
Oh, AJ couldn't hear the little
I know.
ching.
I heard the
cha-ching.
cha-ching. I
Yeah, the
heard it,
cha-ching.
people. What is the cha-ching? Oh, because
I got, like,
money in
I
my
got-
metaphorical
Yes.
bank.
I got sound effects. All right. Well, thank you for running. Thank you for inspiring.
Oh my god, it was awesome.
It's
I'm really proud of us.
I
It was
am.
a really
I'm
fun
extremely
weekend.
yes, and I'm trying to inspire anybody listening right now to just get
Who
just
is
do
listening? How does podcasting work?
it. Well,
What are we doing?
normally,
What day is
normally
today?
podcasting like I'll record this and then we'll put it up and it gets posted later on iTunes and people download it. But I have a live stream
actually
going as well,
live
so
right
we're
now.
on live as well. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
I don't know this world. I don't tweet. I don't podcast. I have an iPhone. I'm really good with the iPhone, but
yeah,
I don't know. I
People have been
Instagram.
chatting with us.
yeah. And then people tweet in and
No freaking way.
they'll send stuff in.
Ming posted the photo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's from yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bringing me back.
Oh, the sushi.
That's so
I
fun.
had that for breakfast.
Breakfast of Champions.
So yeah, so thank you for inspiring.
I had an
me.
egg scramble. Bringing that back. Who's paying attention?
So yes, thank you for inspiring. Thank you for
And nip that.
thank you for relaying your experiences.
Oh, thank you. I liked how you punned that in there.
Yes, I appreciate it. And thanks for stopping by. I literally texted you and like,
Oh my god, it was so
like, can you
great.
stop by and
Yeah.
just talk, talk about it. It's like,
We all know I love hearing my own voice.
oh, good. Well, hey, new podcast. Hey, we could do this more if you want.
How often do you do this, Ming?
So me and Sam Q do this every Monday night. She's working tonight, so
Yes,
that's
she
why I
is.
had Sam fill in.
Yeah, she stopped by and
We're
just said
replacing
hello.
Sam.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah.
Kind of an opposite replacement,
I think
though.
she's a little. I think she's. I think she's a little. I think she's a little
like a
jealous.
stand-in.
I think she's a little jealous. Don't be jealous.
Stan and Sam.
I'm jealous.
I think no, her. I think Sam Q is a little jealous.
I think she's just sad she's working.
I know.
Can't be here.
She is. And then I do a show with Mike, who works at the store. We do a show about comic books every Thursday, and then we do kind of like this a morning show on Friday
super fun.
mornings. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is. It's free therapy, basically. What it amounts to.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
We should record all of our conversations.
you could.
No,
you
we
could.
shouldn't.
Put it in the file.
Yes.
Sam file.
Log it away.
Awesome. So thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Oh my god, thanks for having me.
Sam,
Yes.
thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. SamanthaAurelio.com.
Yes.
Twitter at Samantha Aurelio.
Absolutely.
Facebook, Samantha Aurelio Music. You're on Bandcamp too, right? I mean, you can buy you can buy your music.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could stream it. You could stream it at
SamanthaAurelio.bandcamp.com. Is that what it's at?
It's either that or bandcamp.samanthaAurelio. Honestly, I don't remember which order that goes in. But try one. If it doesn't work, try the other one. Hey.
You got it.
Yeah, you can stream it for free if you don't feel like throwing a buck in. So you could always do that.
Cool. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thanks for the beer. Thank you.
Absolutely.
A Duclaw.
Duclaw. Thank you, Duclaw. We love you. Yeah, we got. Thank you.
Plug that beer.
All right. Thank you to anybody listening.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for tweeting in. That was fun.
Yay.
And
I'm glad you liked my sushi picture.
Yeah.
I was really excited about the sushi.
And if you're listening from San Antonio, come see me, Mike, and Brian next week.
Woo!
Yes. And all right. Thank you guys.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio.